Hi there, hello, good evening, and welcome back to Immersive Realms. My name is Chef Matt, aka your Dungeon Master for this evening, and welcome back to The Shadows We Fear. But it isn't The Shadows We Fear. Tonight we are doing part one of a two-shot series. As Scar said, a two-shot if you will. And you will see that we are joined by some new faces. But before we jump into tonight's episode, Andy, my dear friend, do we have any announcements for this evening?
We sure do. We have plenty of people in the chat, so I would like to thank everybody that has joined us already. If you've not already hit that follow button now. And you can head over to our link tree, which I'm going to do from the chat, link tree, and see all of the social media links there. You will find our YouTubes, our TikToks, our Instagrams, our Twitters, X's, whatever you want to call it nowadays. You'll find all of our stuff over there, so make sure you hit the link there and go and check us out. We are now pushing a lot onto YouTube because Twitch, that's all I'm saying. So we are going to YouTube quite a bit, so make your way over there as well. We have a Ghost Melon in chat. Hello from Japan. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing?
All the way from Japan. Honored.
But yeah, so please make sure you go over to our YouTube as well and subscribe there because there's a lot more content coming. Definitely keep an eye out for that. We will announce that across our socials and on Discord as well. Come join our community, be part of the Chaos Crew, and there we go. But other than that, I do have a few people who have followed on our subscription on Twitch that came up anyway. We've got Takada, which is a good friend of ours. Me and Nikki's here. Wheezy, Tyrant RX. I don't know who Thomas Conley is, but Thomas Conley, Rumble Clock, and John Sidesurf, who we also know, me and Nikki, have all kind of subbed to our YouTube, so thank you very much for that. And I think that is really about it. And we'll pass it back to you, Matt. You ready for this one? I don't know what one to throw it to you. I'm not going to throw you a D4. I'm not going to be that cruel.
No,
I'll throw you a D10.
Is it the new D4 or the old D4 though? That's what you got.
Nah, the new D4 is too good to chuck. So D10, okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Right. I didn't go that far.
No, I still got it.
Okay.
I got you. So, with that amazing catch and all the introductions out the way and done with, let us jump into tonight's episode of The Shadows We Fear Fine Dining Experience. So, let me get the right music pulled up to begin with. I think I've actually just closed my music tab that I needed. Bear with me. I did. It's embarrassing.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. I closed the fucking music.
Is it a stream without them though?
How are you guys doing this evening?
Just remember, I'm still signed in to the to the IR Twitch at the moment.
I know, I see that.
So when I replied to Ghost.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
apologies. No. The grand halls of the Rising Shire Palace are a very, very privileged sight to see. Tall white marble walls with golden trim support painted ceilings showing various scenes of religious iconography, battles of history's past, and sights of beautiful nature in the world. Wandering across these hallways, you will find many people meandering between one another like individual threads that make up a blanket of a crowd. People dressed in noble suits and attire. People wearing fine clothes that look strange and exotic to the untrained eye, worn by foreign diplomats on relations. And then the armored soldiers, known as the Pavmar Lines, who wear gleaming gold armor at all times, carrying not just swords and shields, but the high honor of directly serving the crown and the royal family of Pavmar, the De Sotos. It's from within this palace you find yourselves in the capital city of Pavmar, and it's within these palace walls that someone has written to each and every single one of you. In one way or another, a piece of paper came into your hands, and these words scored across it in fine ink beckoned you here to this place, and for whatever reasons, individually, you all answered. You all seek the same man, someone by the name of Emmerich, asking people, be they guards, people of ability, or even just palace staff. You're all one by one directed to one particular room in the west wing of the palace. Being sure not to get lost, some of you might need to ask for directions once or twice to avoid this, but you all find yourselves confronted by a dimly lit door that is situated down a corridor where traffic of people is significantly less, where less eyes fall upon you and the shadows dance a little bit longer in the torchlight. You open the door. Woke, Volk, sorry, my apologies. You are the first to enter, on time and punctual as always. Stepping into this room, you see is a very simple and plain layout. To your left-hand side, you see a large oak table with the chairs sat around it neatly. On top is clearly a small spread of dry foods like biscuits and nuts and such. And upon it is also a silver tray which holds a kettle, steam clearly rising lazily from its spout, with accompanying cups and saucers nearby. Peering over to the right-hand side of this room, you see a large cloth has been draped over an equally large rectangular item leaning against the far wall. Stepping from behind the table, to meet you, a man approaches. He's about 5'10", has very neatly styled hair to show he's smart, dignified, yet fashionable. He currently wears a white shirt with the sleeves rolled up to his elbows over a waistcoat, or underneath the waistcoat, sorry, with swirling patterns of blues and purples that mix in with each other with golden accents throughout. He wears fine leather black trousers, to which the white shirt is neatly tucked into, and a pair of fuck's sake, Matthew, and a pair of smart brown leather shoes. My dear Professor Volk, it is an absolute pleasure to meet you, he says, a big beaming smile across his lips as he walks towards you, a hand outstretched.
I'll meet his hand.
He grasps it shakily. It's quite a firm handshake, and actually at this point you realise he's wearing leather gloves, because why not? Fingerless, of course. Can I get you anything to eat or drink, my dear friend? It's been a travel for you, I'm sure.
Just the tea, please.
Of course. Would you mind taking a seat, or can I get you... I'm sorry, I'm just, excited to meet you is all.
I'm assuming you're Emmerich, then.
I do apologize. Yes, Emmerich Barrow, at your service.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Emmerich.
Thank you very much. But trust me, the pleasure is all mine. I've heard so much of your work, and as I said in my letter, I just had to meet you, even if it wasn't in such circumstances, but just being able to see you and meet you is a privilege to me.
It's always interesting to meet someone who's heard of my work. I didn't really think it was very popular, if I'm honest.
Well, not to sound rude, but it isn't popular in the vast majority, but that's how I like it. It's niche, it's intricate, it's interesting. It's not overrun with other fingers and meddling hands. It's yours, and it's beautiful.
Oh, I wouldn't call it beautiful, but fair enough. Thank you.
Well, please take a seat, and let me make you that tea, as I promised. And it's as he's going to go make the tea that there's another rasp of knuckles on the door. Almost very formal, almost purposeful knock. He looks over to where the source of the sound came from, towards the door, and he's... Excuse me, he says to you, Professor. Instead of him making the tea, he summons a mage hand, and you see the kettle lift up by itself and start pouring out the hot liquid within. And you see as well a various variety of milk and sugar for you, should you need it. Emmerich approaches the door and opens it. To see standing in the frame waiting is a very well-armored figure. Dark and tall, the shadows almost seem to get pulled in with him as he steps through the threshold of the room. You know Emmerich, Captain. You've seen him many times in your travels across the palace, and as you enter, you know Emmerich is a fairly lax individual, but even as your presence enters this space, he sort of stiffens up a little bit and stands, not to attention, but a little bit straighter than he has. Ah, Captain, thank you so much for coming.
Evening, Barrow.
Pleasure as always, Captain. Can I get you anything? Food, drink, tea?
Fine, thank you.
Very well. Well, Volk, this is one of our dear members of staff here. More than that, he is indispensable to the throne. Serves the king and the queen directly, of course. I'll let him do his own instructions, for this man needs no introduction by himself. I couldn't do him the justice.
Oh, actually putting over, or are you wanting to introduce the rest of the people first?
You introduce yourself if you It's just you two in the room.
Okie dokie. So first, I suppose first and foremost, obviously stepping into the room, sort of look the sort of unfamiliar newcomer, not somebody I would have sort of seen or met before.
Very unfamiliar.
Yeah. Sort of looking the newcomer up and down. What do I see?
He's a little bit shorter than Emmerich. He's about 5'8", 5'9". He's currently folded his traveling cloak up, but he's holding it under his arm. He's wearing sort of like a military jacket, but more sort of royal and formal. But it's old. It's not particularly new, but it's well kept. It's a very dark blue, silver sort of trim, and he has sort of shaggy hair that just cuts just above his eyes, pure black, like a very strangely dark black, and very long ears that point out to either side, and a very sort of tired-looking gaze. He's an elf, but he doesn't exactly look. He's got more sort of the rounded cheeks of an elf, and he looks to be early adult. And he's carrying a very dark black staff with a very strange crystal on the top. He'll just hold out his hand. Just Volk is fine.
If it's Volk, you can call me Valdis. Extends a gauntlet hand, and Captain Valdis towers over you. He's probably like 6'5", 6'6". He's a big man, even for a human. You will have seen other members of the Lions and the Royal Guard as you've been moving around the palace, but where their armor is sort of that highly polished golden finish, his is an unpolished grey-black, almost tarnished, but it's still kind of formed and shaped in those in that familiar style. So they have the lion's head pauldrons, the overlapping scales of the armor. The man himself is, you probably easily tell, he's sort of somewhere between 40 and 50, getting towards his later years. Heavily scarred face, pale grey-blue eyes that are just a little bit hollow, perhaps, and deeply sunken cheeks. Looks you up and down, and sort of turns back over to Emmerich. So, what's all of this about?
In due time, Captain. I'm hoping some other members of a team I'm assembling, as I informed you about, will be joining us soon, and I'd rather not repeat myself. Not because I'm lazy, but more the case of I want everyone to hear the same thing once, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping, I've instructed them all to come loosely now, so hopefully we should be hearing some more knocks on the door soon.
Hopefully they don't keep us waiting.
And sure enough, there is a large, heavy, thunderous knock on the door that you two probably don't jump at your skin. Emmerich does jump a little bit as the door almost rattles off its hinges with how heavy this knock is against it. He, pardon me, and he goes to open the door. And the door, as the door opens, is blotted out by a figure that is wider than the door frame and taller than the door frame. As, Andy, would you care to introduce yourself, please? As you try and lower your head.
Yeah, the horns come through first as a minotaur steps into the room. This large aspect of these massive horns that kind of come out and then kind of go to forward a bit. Black furred, kind of mane at the back that almost looks like hair that's kind of just fallen down to the kind of mid back, but absolute muscular body. This huge, unbelievable sized brick, just walking in. No really any piercings apart from on his kind of cow ears that kind of sit to the side. He's got a couple of piercings there. You see a couple of kind of scars that are across his body, but you see one particular like branded mark that's in his kind of right hand side. That's the number 21. That is completely in his side, branded in, and he just kind of comes in. What can I do for you? Which one of you is Emmerich?
As you come in, Emmerich has to physically take a step back, be it out of fear or intimidation, or just to make space for you to enter this room in the first place. That would be me. Sorry, I've just never seen. Now, this is interesting. I can see why you came highly recommended by the guild. You are an impressive specimen, my friend. Good gods. Who sculpted you?
I came from a disc in the sky.
I'm sure you did. Well,
He
you
looks over
might-
the other two, and I would say that the probably is just a little bit higher than Valdis is, but roughly about the same height. He's about 6. He's about 6'6",
Can't
6'7".
handle not being the tallest
No.
person, can you?
No, no. To be fair, not all my thingies are tall. But anyway, the big moo,
shortest man
the
in
big
floor,
moo,
fuck off.
yeah, the big moo boy is he's big.
Scar not being
No.
the tallest is a treat for once.
As you look over to these two other people in the room, Emmerich sort of stands to your side and goes, "If you wouldn't mind taking a seat, and we'll begin shortly. There is a meeting going to be happening. I'm waiting on 2 more, I believe."
I'll stand, and he moves to the right hand side. And when he moves, you see that he's got this large great sword on his back.
Sorry. When he moves.
Yeah, he moves. Here we go. All these jokes. Get it out
that's
now.
my cue. Cool.
I knew it was
Oh, no.
coming.
Right, folks, thanks for coming.
He'll fold
Now,
his arms
Atlas-
and sit at the back.
You sit at the back
Not
and you
sit,
sort of say
stand,
that.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry, stand at the back, yeah. If you want, there is again the tea and biscuits and various nuts if you want to just quickly get, probably in your case, what was a pinch, a handful to most folk, in your large cow hands.
Milk.
Got milk.
Is it offensive to have the milk there, or is it like a homely thing? Is it like
Reminds
if
me
you
of
slap
Mum.
a steak on the table?
It's as you're standing there, and again the awkwardness of the room sort of rises as this large minotaur is just standing at the back of the room. A race normally considered to be an enemy, a monster, but is clearly not in this instance. And at that point, a much gentler hand knocks upon the door. Emmerich doesn't need to jump out of his skin this time, and he opens the door, and a woman is on the other side. Would you mind, please, Shar, introducing your character for me?
Alan just bends forward in a very low, like, bow, like proper stately. Alan, at your service.
Emmerich
Evil?
Barrow, that's yours. And he returns the courtly gesture as well.
She looks a bit like puzzled.
My dear, thank you so much for coming.
Of course. Why am I here?
Because your skill set and potential good luck charms are going to see us all the way through this highly dangerous mission I have. To which all of you, I will be saying this to all of you, when our last friend arrives, you are going to be all paid quite handsomely. And if you need any aid outside of coin, please, of course, let me know as well. We can see strings we can pull. There is no price non-negotiable here.
She sort of like quirks an eyebrow and smiles and walks like very fluidly across the room. It's all like very planned, very
Mhm.
sort of like it's very much played up to the courtly setting and the posh setting. and all that. 'Cause this is not her domain.
She can pander to the pump. She needs
Yeah, a little bit. She's give or take 6 foot, like nearly paper white blonde hair, just clad in pretty battered looking leather armor. Like it's definitely it's seen some stuff, and she's never really had the money to replace it. And around her neck is a chain, and on the bottom, cast in almost like a weaved wire, is a small iridescent, what looks like a piece of gravel. And she sort of looks around, takes a double take at a few people, and just goes, "Okay then." And she'll just walk and sort of like perch on the arm of a chair.
and just sits and waits. And there's this awkward silence. Once again, grabs the room, and Emmerich does the whole like sort of thing just for no reason. Doesn't actually need to clear his throat. He's just waiting. But until finally, very similar to how our dear captain entered or knocked on the door. Sorry, Captain Valdis with a heavy armored knock. You hear another rasping against the door, and Emmerich sort of. And last but not least, I dare say, friends. Now, Jack, you didn't have to worry about getting lost on your journey here. Your guard escort made sure you got where you were supposed to be going to fairly easily, without any detours or side quests, as you might refer them to. You were promptly and swiftly moved from down in the belly of the palace to this out-of-the-way corridor, where it's only now, as Emmerich opens the door, the guard that's been holding your upper arm this whole time finally lets you go and pushes the small of you back into the room, before the two guards about turn and walk back down the corridor that they came from silently. And as you sort of enter, this individual, Emmerich, looks at you. Good morning, my friend. I hope they weren't too rough with you.
It is merely just foreplay, my friend.
There's the sexual tension. Let's go.
Now, let's not be talking about the fun stuff just yet, my darling.
I do quite like what you're wearing. I would like to get your tailor.
Well, come back afterwards and I'll be sure to introduce you. Maybe give you a tour of the wardrobe if you behave.
Perhaps make pick your pocket.
You can try. You can certainly try.
I will succeed.
Well, if you wouldn't mind taking a seat, dear friend, and we can get some introductions out of the way. But before we do that, Jack, what do we have before us? Who do we see?
You see amongst yourself, probably standing round about, say, 6 foot, would be this greyish sort of silver-like tiefling with white hair shed to the side, some jewellery in his ear, but with his clothing it's your standard leather, brownish grey kind of colour, but it's completely open from the front. And just standing in front of you is this, look like he's been carved from marble, completely ripped tiefling. But if you, the difference with him is he's covered in some sort of draconic scales.
Daddy, sorry.
Tell me, with the shirt being open, are the nips out, or are they covered? Like, how far back is the shirt open?
They are out. Like, as he walks, he'll push it.
Brilliant. As Jack, you
Yes.
take your...
So yes, D&D, the ultimate fantasy where we get to all be the one thing that we've never been in our lives.
Ripped.
Athletic.
God damn, why'd you call a bitch out like that?
Just so you know, the artwork for Jack is in the Discord campaign talk if you want to peep.
Yeah, trust me, I've had a peek.
I'm a peek right about now.
As the last of the party members, Silver Jack, takes a seat across from all of you. Emmerich, also following Jack's lead, takes a seat. Did Kenku stop, or was that just me? Oh, it's just finishing the
Still
song.
good.
That's why.
Yeah,
My
just
bad.
finish.
Just finishing the song. Yeah. Well, now that you're all here, let me get properly and formally started. Just in case there's any questions, my name is Emmerich, and if it wasn't already clear, yes, it was me who gathered you all here today. Now, as stated in my correspondence to you all, I have a mission, direct from the Crown, the Queen and Princess of Pavmar. He stands up and begins to slowly walk around the table that you're all seated around, making sure that as he's walking, he makes not intense but purposeful eye contact with each and every one of you, also using his body language to convey his sentences. Now, against that wall over there is something very dangerous. A painting. Which I'm fully aware in of itself isn't dangerous, but it's what it can do that makes it so. Emmerich stops pacing and he looks directly towards the fabric covering what you now gather is a painting in its frame. Emmerich, in a louder voice, calls out to that side of the room as if someone was there. Are you hungry? Before any of you can answer this rather peculiar question, bearing in mind there's a selection of snacks in front of you, you see the cloth begins to slip down itself. No, it's slipping into the painting, and you begin to realize at this point here, the cloth is getting peeled away, revealing the gold and bronze edge of a thick frame, and you see that Indeed, the cloth is getting pulled in to this painting as if a hand has grabbed the middle and is pulling it deep within. Staring back at you until the cloth finally disappears, sorry. And when the cloth does disappear, staring back at you is the portrait of a man. He wears a deep red suit, has thin, jet black greased hair. A pencil-thin mustache sips over his top lip. His eyes seem so cold and lacking. His face shaped narrow and slightly gaunt. He sits at a dinner table of sorts and is holding a bronze goblet. The painting would be magnificently done if the muse wasn't so off-putting. Emmerich lets you take in this weird sight before, as you've just seen there, this is no ordinary painting. It is a portal to some sort of pocket dimension or similar. When that phrase is spoken near it, the portal will open and close by itself. You might know we have the Defenders of the Throne in Pavmar, the Twilight Company. It was them who found it and brought it here. They even entered it themselves, but being pushed for time on other pressing matters, were not able to get that far at all, really. After they returned, a few days later, I organized a team to go and investigate. Just a few lines. I hope you didn't mind, Captain. That was over a month ago, and it's safe to say they haven't come back, and I don't think we'll be seeing them again. Which is why I've now assembled you fine folk. Much more skilled, much more hardy. We haven't yet, in case you're wondering as well, we haven't yet told the Twilight Company this, and I'd rather keep it that way from now, as their focus and efforts are needed elsewhere. Hence why, again, I have wrote to you all instead. Your various talents, skills, could work well in this exploration and endeavor. As he finishes speaking, he makes his way back to his own seat and eases himself back into the chair. The mission, as given by the Queen, is simple. Go inside, find out what makes this place so potentially dangerous, eliminate any threat, and come back safe. And at the end of it, as I promise, a handsome reward for you all. Individual conversations will be had.
It will be done.
Thank you, Valdis. I trust you and my team. It will be quite a good endeavor.
Emmerich, my dear, is it possible that I could get the item that I was here to take as a reward?
Leave
Suppose
that
I
one
guess.
with me. Leave that one with me. If not, something of equal value or higher can be potentially offered, but I will need to ask. Your slippery fingers might need to be asked permission to have that one leave.
Fine.
And do any of you else have any questions for me or the mission at hand?
Just Volk will gesture the painting and just go, may I take a look?
Please, by all means.
Okay, he'll go out to the painting and from thin air just summon a book. It looks like it's got an odd assortment of different sized pages and parts. It's well maintained, it's not like messy or anything, but it does look like a lot of different pages or scrolls have been put in there, and he opens it up and he starts looking at it and running his hand along it and stuff.
Mm-hmm. As you're looking over the painting exterior, the frame, and the actual parchment, so to speak, itself, make an Arcana check for me, please.
Okay. Where's my d20? There it is. That is not good. 12.
12. With your expertise still, even with a 12 not being the best roll in the world, your expertise and knowledge and field of study, it is very clear to you that this is, of course, a created pocket dimension. This wasn't something that's naturally formed. Someone has deliberately made their own little space and time and space where they can hide away. That's all you can really ascertain.
Interesting.
Do you have knowledge of these sorts of things?
Pick up a thing or two occasionally. Somebody's obviously made it like a... compared to like a bag of holding, for instance. But it's one that you can walk in and out of, basically.
Is there any danger of it closing whilst we're inside?
Don't
Would I
worry,
know that?
You would know that there is a chance it can close, but as the captain asks this question, Emmerich sort of pipes up, don't worry, I'll be in this room the whole time waiting for your return, so should it close, I will reopen it for you. You need not worry about your escape. I'm going.
Do we
nowhere
know
till you
anything
return.
about? Do we know anything about inside it, though? The landscape of it?
We only have a brief description from when the Defenders of the Throne, the Twilight Company, entered. When you first go in there, you find yourselves in a quite literally bloody environment. It's apparently a dining room, but it's a terrible, awful sight, apparently. I hope you all have
Mimics.
a good stomach. Excuse me, sir?
Mimics.
Mimics. Maybe. They didn't find any mimics in there, but they're not saying there isn't.
As you say that, Silver Jack will go, mimic.
Galen just kind of gives him a look and then looks back at Emmerich.
Oh, is that it? Is that as far as they've gotten? It's just the dining room.
They only made it to the first room, which is the dining room. You enter from the ceiling, apparently. There's like a skylight that you descend from. That we have rope tied off to the side, so that'll be how you get in and out, is this rope. But you will descend from the ceiling of the skylight into a very bloody dining room. Lovely.
So I'm guessing
what
they
I
have no idea why it is.
Not a clue. If you
Good
could
idea.
find information out, that would be lovely as well. I love a bit of reading lore.
They
And
have
what
a
sort of
terrible
monster
time.
stopped them from pushing in?
They heard sounds, but there was no monster that pushed them out. They were just pushed for time elsewhere.
I'm sorry, but I find it a little hard to believe that the defenders of the throne that I've heard so much about since coming back to Lorenthal would just depart unless it was some pretty terrifying sounds.
Make an insight check for me, please. And Emmerich will roll deception. Oh, bollocks.
I got a dirty 20.
Oh, Emmerich didn't. Emmerich is lying through his teeth. You can clearly tell that they were not pushed for time. Something drove them out. Be it their own free will, a monster forced them out, but they were not on a mission that they had to go, ooh, running out of time here, mate. They left in a hurry.
Emmerich, please. I thought we were building a bit of a rapport.
I'm just trying not to... When
I'm
they
sure
went-
everybody in this room is well aware of any sort of danger and the fact that we have specifically been asked to come and clear something that guards couldn't.
Fine. I do apologize. I just don't want to scare you away if the Defenders of the Throne themselves couldn't even do it. When they went in there, in this bloody dining room, and I, again, cannot stress out the word bloody enough, apparently, there were three doors in there. They didn't open any of the doors. One of the doors behind it, they could hear what sounded like humming, jaunty whistling, a happy tune that seemed really off-putting in a place like this. Behind a second door, they heard shambling, moaning, pain. So they left, leaving it as a venture for another day.
Oh, thank you for telling us again. Second time's the charm, isn't it?
I am sorry, darling. Professor, sorry.
Hmm. You see, he looks a little, like, not annoyed, just, like, out hearing professors, just,
Well, need you anything else before I send you on your merry ways?
I understand.
You know if it's flammable?
We haven't tried setting the painting on fire, no.
Fair enough.
Emmerich, dear, what if I don't go into the painting?
Well, in your position, Jack, you've got two very good options. You can either go in the painting, as I've politely asked you to do, or we can just put you back to where you came from. The court would love to try you, and give you a good few years at Her Majesty's pleasure.
May I enter first?
Of course you may, Jack.
I do have to ask,
Of course.
what happens if we die in there? If
No,
you're
that's-
Twilight Princess or whatever it was couldn't make their way through. What makes you think that we're all coming out alive?
I would be lying if I said that there wasn't a chance of 1, 2, all of you not making it, of course. I won't lie again, we did send out a guard, a team of 4, and we haven't seen them since. I fear the worst.
Who did you send?
In all fairness, it wasn't my wise decision. I sent one of the lower generals and a couple of his entourage, let's call them. Maybe I should have hired more experience. I should have maybe spoke to yourself right away, Captain.
Indeed.
Apologies. But to answer your question, my dear, could you not make it, let's say? We can make arrangements. If people need to be contacted, if compensation needs to be given, we can do that, of course. We can write songs and fables. Live on your memory. But I can't guarantee your safety. I just can't. And I won't lie to you. Again.
Again.
Again. Once was enough. Sort of gives a little the professor a side eye.
What is goal?
The goal? Kill everything.
Fine.
That is
Open the
kill
doorway, and he steps forward.
As you sort of step forward, that is dangerous, not everything. Oh, gods. As our Minotaur, the hulking figure of Ryland himself, steps through into the painting and disappears.
Oh.
Emmerich turns to you, Jack. He beat you to your first place.
At least I have something to fall on to. As he heads on into, as he gives you a wink as he goes.
Emmerich notices the wink. He doesn't return it, but he notices it.
And I'll head on into the painting.
Just for those jumping into it, Ryland and Jack, you guys can see there is a rope that's been like coiled up on the ground sort of thing. So I'm gonna guess Ryland, you basically just scoop the rope up and just inside the painting you go sort of thing. With it.
I think Reland would probably just like go hit horns in first to make sure he gets his horns through, and then just walk in, and then whatever the fuck happens next. If he has to do a 3-point landing, 3-point hero landing, he does the 3-point hero landing.
We'll let you roll for that in a minute.
Okay.
Jack, you see the rope on the floor.
Yeah. Can I like try and climb the rope, but when I get into the painting and see Ryland below me, can I try and drop so he catches me like that? Like you see in those films where it's like they catch the damsel.
Yep, we'll get to that in 2 seconds for sure. And the other 3, do you guys enter? Do you want to say anything to Emmerich before you leave, or?
Before I head in, I'll remove my captain's sigil from my armor, and remove, to those who are still in the room, haven't entered yet. You see, removes a bundle from sort of under the tabard and tunic under the plate. It's a wrapped bundle of what appears to be most of a broken sword wrapped in some sort of scorched blue fabric. Places the bundle down, the captain's sigil on top of it, gives Emmerich a very, very direct look.
You know what to do with these if I don't return.
I'm sure you will, Captain, but of course I do know what to do.
Good man. Keep an eye on this. We don't want anything escaping while we're in there.
I will be your guard.
Good man. Hopefully, we'll see you shortly.
Clank, clank, clank.
Through the rope, down he goes.
Yeah.
And then Volk and Alarlin. Did I say that right? Sorry, Alarlin? Brilliant. Yes, panicking over that the whole day. Even the voice now is like not picking it up. Alarlin, do you guys, before you enter the painting and follow suit, say or do anything.
She just stands up, pulls her hair back into a ponytail, looks at you, looks at the painting, and just goes, "Fine." Just straight at it.
As you say fine, and Emmerich gives you a very, again, noble nod, let's call it. You get towards the painting, and as you pick up the rope and get into, like, get your hands ready to go down, you hear your friend. Good. That's all he says.
He'll do what is almost an imperceptible nod to other people
Mm-hmm.
and go in.
And last but not least, Volk.
He'll finish his cup of tea and then very neatly fold his traveling cloak, put his book away into the ether, just vanishes basically.
Mhm.
And he'll
Nice trick.
get a mage hand to hold onto his staff as he climbs into the painting.
As you begin to descend in, you basically put your legs in as Emmerich calls out to you again. Please do. I would have a conversation with you when you're back. Please do come back.
Well, regardless if we fail or succeed, I think I can probably value my own life to admit failure. So I'm sure I will be back.
Thank you, Sage.
Give a very nod and slight appreciation at being called sage,
Mm-hmm.
and then go into the painting.
You go into the painting. Emmerich Barrow stands in an empty room, and he sighs as the mage hand slips over a cup of tea in front of him. By the gods, I hope they're okay. And we cut to inside the painting.
Excited D&D wiggles. I never get to play!
Bring on the pain.
As the camera enters the painting before anyone else does, what we see is, as promised by Emmerich, a large dining room of sorts. You can see in the center of this room is a long 30 feet wooden table with chairs equally spaced around it. Excuse me. This would seem fairly normal if it weren't for the horrific sights that surround this room. The table has been laid out with plates and cutlery, but food has long since rotten, and upon these plates now resembles little more than smelly, fluffy balls of mush. Even the glasses of water that stand seem to have some things growing out of them. Along the walls, you can see various wall-mounted skulls that look oddly humanoid. The room itself has an overall red color scheme with light red wallpaper along the four walls that box you in, and the floor is a dark wood. The chairs have little red cushions on them for your comfort and support. But on top of all that light red are dark crimson smatters and smears, covering the floor, tables, chairs, plates, goblets, walls, and ceiling. At times, clear handprints can be seen seemingly overlap through oh my god, Matthew, you fucking learn to read. At times, handprints on blood can be clearly seen through the overlapping blood patterns. The air hangs heavy with an iron smell that almost makes your eyes water. But the first thing that we hear is a cow falling. Can I get you to make a either athletics or dexterity check, whichever athletics or acrobatics, sorry, your choice.
Athletics, please.
Already raising the stakes.
Nice. That is a 18.
18. You fall through this painting, expecting us to step into into something, but you step into nothing but thin air as you just fall through. But don't worry, and you land on this wooden table with a large thud. Not quite 3-point superhero landing, but you keep your balance and footing. You don't take any damage as you're falling 25 feet from the skylight. And you look up, and you can indeed still see the ceiling that is from the walls on all four sides. This skylight is as large as that. These large glass panes, and as you look up and peer through the space you just came from, it resembles that of an open window where you see this rope is now taut through. No, actually, the rope hasn't come through. You didn't bring it with you. But what you do see, though, is you don't see a sky. You don't see stars. You don't see the sun. You don't see clouds. You just see nothing. An endless void just stretches out. And then stepping through the void holding a rope is a open-shuttered man that just is equally like you falling.
I will try to catch him, knowing that what's happened to me.
In
So
that case, I need you to also make an athletics or acrobatics check to try and catch Silverjack as he tumbles through the air.
that's better. That's a 21.
21. Jack, as you fall through, praying that on the other side there's someone going to catch you, indeed, you fall through the air, then there's a blanket of fur that catches you in his arms, again, proper cartoon style, as he now cradles you.
I'll just look up at him and go, "My hero."
I'll just look at him and not say a word and just put him down.
When I get in here, how does it smell? Is it putrid? Is it
It is.
horrible?
A very dank, moldy smell that sort of sifts through, but the main overpowering stench is blood. That iron taste and smell lingers here.
With the smell of blood, I'm going to pull off the great sword instantly and be ready.
With the horrible smell, I'm going to flick my wrist, click my fingers, and summon Mage Hand to cover my nose.
Best use of Mage Hand ever. And then one by one, the other three of you descend and find yourselves in this similar setting. Now, for context, if you're sort of looking at the room, there are, as promised, 4 walls and 3 doors. You can see, for example, a north door, an east, and a west. There is no door on the southern wall.
And you said there is blood literally just everywhere.
Everywhere. It is a gore fest in here.
I would first and foremost like to kneel down and see if the blood is fresh.
Make a medicine or nature check, please. And sorry, I'll interrupt you there, sorry.
Lick it.
Alalan, sorry.
Lick it.
I'm not looking.
That's how everyone does it in the movies.
That is going
Exactly.
to be a 15.
15. Most of it is dried, coagulated, thick mush almost, but there is, on the uppermost smearings at points, we can ascertain to be fresh blood.
Fresher.
Yeah.
How long ago are we talking?
You would reckon maybe a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks, okay. Valdis just dusts his hands, stands up. Deep breath in.
Mm-hmm. It's not a pleasant deep breath in.
None of this is fresh. Some of it is newer, but at least a few weeks. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say it's the fools that Emmerich sent in before us. Be on your guard. If people were killed in the first room here, we're likely already in danger.
And he'll spit. Then unclip helmet from his belt, shifting his tabard back in place and lock it onto his
There's
gorget.
the straps. Yep.
Rieland's going to point up his sword towards Valdis and just say, "You leader, which door?" And point to 3 doors.
The 3 doors. Does anything particularly kind of note them as being different, or are they identical?
They are near enough identical in the sense that they're all made from the same sort of dark wood that matches the flooring with a golden or bronze handle on each door. But again, from the outside looking at them, they're all 3 are closed, but there's nothing discernible. There's no plaques identifying which door is which.
Yeah.
They are just plain doors.
Any particular direction in the blood smear on the floor leading more towards one more than the others?
Probably actually towards 2 of them. You
Okay.
see there's a heavy pooling of blood at the, let me double check this one, the northern door, and not as much blood, but still more blood on the eastern door. There is significantly less at the west.
Interesting.
And can I get you all, as you're sort of standing there taking this in, to make a perception check for me, please, if you wouldn't mind?
Ooh, spicy.
Where's Falcors when you need them?
Oh no, you're plus infinite.
Well, fucking
7.
7. Cool.
Well,
I'm not
Something.
perceptive,
12.
I'm just hard to kill.
basic +4.
My passive is 11, so it's
Beautiful.
higher.
Volk,
14.
14. Jack,
16.
16. And Ryland,
11.
11. Jack. And actually, anyone go above a 14 or above, sorry, just make it easier for me. As you guys are listening out, Captain, as you put your helmet on, the sounds of what these other people can hear is muffled out a little bit as your ear is sort of adjusting to hearing under the helmet. But those who got 14 or up, from the northern door, if you get closer, even if you get like slightly closer, you begin to hear something humming away to itself. And as you maybe meander around the table and get towards the eastern door, you can hear, again as Emmerich promised, sounds of moans, not that of pleasure, of
Uh-oh.
pain. Not that
I know
pain,
what-
you think
I
he
know
said.
what- I know what door Jack's coming.
And I will say, if you are sort of hearing these doors through, if you pop an ear to the western door, silent.
The western door's.
Sort of-
Sorry, the western door's one that had a blood trail leading into it.
That had the least amount of blood.
The least amount of blood.
East and north the north has the heaviest amount of blood. East has like the middle amount sort of thing. If you're talking like the Goldilocks and the 3 fucking blood doors.
Yeah.
Is anyone like visibly reacting to having heard the obviously hearing the humming and all the moaning and the pain sounds and stuff? Is anyone like moving towards the doors or visibly reacting to what they're hearing?
Ellen's just sort of like, her eyes are going between the doors,
Mhm.
and she'll just turn to you and go, "Does it not come across as a little weird? The silence and the lack of blood at one. Why is that more disconcerting than..." And she gestures.
The whole situation's a bit strange. I've seen a few things in my days, but not strange portals in paintings into bloody hallways. This is a new one.
I've seen things in my time, I will admit. But there's something about there being nothing in amongst all of this that's just odd.
When we're here to kill whatever's in here, we have 2 options, as far as I can tell. Either we go towards the source of the most blood, or we go in the opposite direction and try and find out a little more about where we are.
I would like to touch the rock on my neck
Mhm.
and just go, "Any ideas?"
As
And
you
I'll
touch
just a vague.
As you sort of touch the rock on your neck, you hear this. It's almost like you summon him in your head. And as you gesture, asking the question, the voice pauses before. This is strange.
Her retort will literally be, "You don't fucking say."
This is new even to me. It's almost exhilarating.
Her eyebrows will just thump. She'll let go and just be like, "Well, that wasn't much help, but okay." All right, Captain. Captain? Was it Captain? Captain. Lead the way. And she'll take a step back and just
Raylan's gonna look at you two, as in Captain Valdis and Elrin, and just be. You've seen some things. Discs in sky.
Refuses to elaborate.
I
I'm just-
suppose.
Jack will just be leaning up against one of the doors, filing his nails. Just wait.
Which door?
Oh boy.
Dragged in, gone.
The door
Paranormal
with
activity.
the moans of pain.
Mm-hmm. You leaning against this door, not against the door itself, I'm assuming, unless you want to, but I'm a guest. And as you are sort of doing this, listening closer and sort of listening, not phasing out their conversation, so to say, but more the moaning. You're sort of trying to focus in on that, and you can also hear, now that you're trying to listen in, what definitely sounds like shuffling of many feet.
My friends, I think we've got a guest.
What can you hear?
He seems to be, as I put my ear up to the door, coming. Oh shit, he's here! And I'll try to duck under the table.
You duck under the table and nothing happens.
Which
I'll peek
door?
up. I'll peek up and I'll go. My bad. Guess.
As you say,
No.
my bad, the door that you just gestured towards, this eastern door, all of a sudden the door handle rattles heavily
This door.
and then stops.
That one.
Raylan's gonna walk up to it.
Do you open the door?
Raylan is gonna open the door.
Fantastic. You enter and open this room, and you can see this room isn't just blood smears, as was in the dining room, but in the center of this room you can see liquid puddles that still sit, catching the light you just opened into this room. This room isn't lit besides the door that you just opened, cascading what looked like there is through. The walls are bare and brick, unlike the wallpapered dining room that you just entered from. In the middle of this room, almost the dead center, pardon the pun, there are two bare bed frames with no mattresses, covers, or pillows, just the wooden slats exposed in their simple wooden frames. As your eyes begin to focus, you see reaching out of the darkness a pair of hands extend out and fingers gently curl around one of the bedposts. Then a second hand, a third hand, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, and many more hands do the same thing, grabbing these bedposts as looming out of the darkness, a mass of bodies seems to lumber towards you. But then you quickly realize these aren't individuals shambling like zombies. No, this is one huge creature that is just a mass of bodies. And Captain Valdis, it doesn't take you long at all as you sort of peer around the hulking Minotaur figure in front of you to see that one of these bodies, with an outstretched hand towards your companion, is wearing that of a Pavmar Lion uniform. Can you get to a roll initiative for me, please?
Yes, sir.
Oh, let's go.
As the first creature enters the fray. What one do I want for this one?
Here we go.
There we go.
Bear with me whilst I get the creature stats pulled up in front of me.
I didn't get to see if this environment is flammable. This will be fun for you guys.
Ooh, fuck me. Okay. Right, I should throw up a fresh Google Doc. And let's get initiatives. Something I should really get prepared for this, but I wasn't.
Being a
Can I
DM and being
please-
prepared? Nah.
Can I please get Volk your initiative, please, good sir?
15.
15. Thank you. Can I please now get Captain Valdis your initiative, please?
Is 19.
Ooh.
19. Very good. Can I now please have Ilarnin, my dear? 11.
17.
17, well done. And last but not least, no, not last but not least, sorry, can I get Jack?
16.
16, well done, guys. You do good, pretty well for this one. 16. And then now, last but not least, sorry, Ryland, can I get your initiative?
I
please, sir?
also got a 19. My dex is plus
Ooh,
2.
damn. Valdis, what's your dex? Valdis, what's your dex, please, good sir?
Scar.
Oh,
Captain, my captain.
I already gave it to you.
Yeah, but what's your
Give it
dex?
to you. Oh, my dex, sorry, is +2. Is
Okay.
14.
Perfect.
Okay, do you want to roll? Because we got a 19 and I'm a plus 2 as well, so I'm rolling.
Yeah.
I got a 14.
15.
Right. Captain goes first.
Captain goes first. Perfect.
Captain, my captain.
Captain.
Sorry, I was just reading through my actions to prepare for my turn, like a good player.
Who needs to be a good
Screwed
player?
myself. Yeah.
There we go.
Okie
2
dokie.
seconds. Bear with me, just putting this all in. And then we'll then have... You guys rolled really, really good initiative. Well done. That was actually pretty sick. And
We're
then-
gonna roll absolute dog for the rest of the session. You realise?
Yep.
Who am I missing? Why am I missing one
I
of you?
can't find a pen.
Oh, I'm missing Anno, that's why. That's why. Anyway, brilliant. Perfect. Top of the round.
Yep.
Is the creature's turn.
Oh.
Oh, great.
With a 21, unfortunately. You see shuffling out of the darkness this keyword huge creature comes shambling out
Okay.
from the distance. Now, it is going to reach forward, and with the biggest threat in the room right now being the one that's in the doorway, it's going to make all of its attacks against you. Rylis, sorry.
Reland.
I'm saying that right? Reland, sorry. Oh my god, I'm fucking... write down Reland. I don't know, I actually wrote down your name as something completely different on the stream there. That was interesting for me. Right, so it is going to make its attacks against you. It is going to use its... Bear with me, it has
Oh,
a few.
boy.
First attack is a grasping root. So let's see here. Does a 24 hit you, perchance?
You evil bastard.
You wanted to play this. You suffer.
Quite literally volunteered for this.
You suffer to begin with 9 points of bludgeoning damage,
Yes, sir.
and you are considered grappled.
Okay.
As one of these hands, impossibly long, reaches from across the room to you. Let's say, for the sake of easiness, you're 20 feet away. This one long arm wraps around your legs and pulls your legs tight together at the knees, making it harder for you to move. And then with you then stuck, it is then going to make its 5 claw attacks against you. First, Scar's like, no, I'm not playing this campaign anymore. Fuck this.
Oh no, I'm bull rush.
Alright.
Let's go.
Okay.
That pun was not intended.
First is a 12 to... I'm actually going to move my dice tray here so I can actually still speak into the mic. First is a 12 to hit you.
Best.
Miss. Fantastic. Next is even lower.
Yes.
Third is a 17 to hit you.
Hit.
Hits. I was going to roll all the damn attacks, so that was the third. So the fourth is a natural 18 for
Hits.
23, and then the last one is another 12. So 2 attacks against you actually make their mark. It's not terrible. Well, for you, it's pretty good. You suffer 17 points of slashing damage as these long fingernails begin to drag their way across your hide. Most of them not finding purchase against your stronger skin, but now and again, a couple of these fingers dig in and begin to rake through your flesh. I don't believe it has a bonus action. After all that, would you think? It does not. It ends its turn, and Captain Valdis, you are up, seeing this, no other way to describe it, monstrosity attacking your new Minotaur companion.
Yes. It's still grappling Ryland's legs, correct?
It is indeed. Yep, it is indeed.
Awesome. So obviously sword already drawn. A little bit of flavor for you guys as well. If any of you have ever dealt with infernal metal before, this is going to look awfully familiar for you.
Nice.
It's grey, almost black bladed long sword with a strange sort of reddish sheen to it. There's veins of sort of like glowing sullen red coals that sort of like spiderweb through the blade. Valdis steps forward. On your left, and first attack I'm going to make directly against the long arm that is grappling the
Brilliant.
legs.
Go for it. Where's my dice? Oh, I don't need dice. Fantastic. Yep, roll to hit, good sir.
First attack is going to be what are we? +7, 18 to hit.
18 specifically against the arm, yeah, that's grabbing him. Yep,
Yep,
that does
yep.
it.
Awesome. And I am going to use my giant strike on this. As mentioned, obviously fire giant.
Yep.
So we're going to have. I forgot to include my plus. That's great. That's going to be 7 slashing and 8 fire damage.
8 slashing, 7. Oh, sorry, other way around. Yep. As you two-handed bring the large sword down, there is a satisfying, almost like pop sound as you just slice through the arm, and one of the faces in this mass of them just yells in agony.
Second attack. Like, how close am I to this thing?
So, 20
How
feet
big
away
is this thing? Yeah.
It's a huge creature, technically speaking.
Yeah.
And it's 20 feet away from the door frame where Ryland is standing.
Okay, so it's reaching through the door at the moment.
Mm-hmm. You can squeeze through around though to get into the room if you so wish to.
Okay. Can I hold my extra attack?
No, but you can only hold your
Yeah.
whole action sort of
Whole
thing.
action, yeah. I was
Yeah.
just like, hang on a second. Bu-bu-bu. Yeah, screw it. Screw it. Why not? I'm going for the thing. I want to stab it in the screaming face.
Beautiful. As you rush into this room to see the one creature, these other faces are moaning in agony, perpetual
Yeah.
torment, but the one that is now yelling as you've cut its arm off is the one you're targeting.
Yep.
Make an attack.
That is going to be not so great. That is a 14 to hit.
14 unfortunately misses. As
Okay,
you swing
absolutely
your sword down, as you again go for a deep strike, these arms are far too long meant to grab onto your wrist, and don't like yank the sword out from your grip, but just you lose momentum. And as you sort of look at one of these faces and yank your arm free, the one that's got the Pavmar Lions uniform looks at you in a pained expression. Is that end your turn?
Yes, it will end my turn. I'm going to like step slightly to one side, using kind of like the last of my movement, creating a clear line basically between the monster and the door to allow anyone
Beautiful.
else to have access that they need to.
Fantastic. No, not a problem at all. You sort of sidestep, making sure there's a clear path,
Yeah.
as you sort of say.
Yeah.
Ending your turn, Ryland, you are now up.
So am I still grappled? Because I know Captain went and I'm not.
Basically, the arm has been cut, and the wrist that was wrapped around you has just fallen to the floor limply.
So I'm ready to go. Okay. So bonus action, I am going to rage.
Oof.
So
Cow muscles explode.
as he releases the old cow noise, as the muscles do kind of buff up a little bit more, and he's going to rush forward and basically whatever the first microphone, whatever the first and whatever the first enemy is, I will be attacking.
Beautiful.
I'll be going straight into melee with it, and I will be using my. I'll be able to get an advantage with flanking with the old captain.
No, this has got too many eyes and too many places to gain a flanking advantage.
Okay.
It can see you.
Then reckless attack
Beautiful.
to give me advantage.
Excellent. So you're going to give yourself advantage with reckless. Fantastic.
Yes.
A little heads up, Ilaran, you are next in the initiative order, just in case you need to prepare for attacks.
So on my first attack, I am going to use Great Weapon Master.
Beautiful. Smack a bitch.
Oh, that's going to hit. So that's 26. So that's 21 to hit.
No, it doesn't.
21 to hit. Okay, then. So that is. Let's do this. So that's.
8 reaction shields.
Imagine.
One of the bodies is a wizard that can do that.
26 points of slashing damage in the first hit.
Me? Okay. Let me
Oh,
get my calculator
tankers came
ready.
through, buddy. I told you I'm building a tank.
26, did you say? Sorry. there,
26 points of damage in the first hit.
Yeah? Thank you.
Double
Second
tank
attack.
Dream team.
Yes.
You're a tanky team, yep.
Second attack. Ooh, okay. So that's -5. I'm going to use Great Weapon Master on that. Sorry, I should have called that. That's going to be something
That's
that I'll
fine,
need
that's
to
fine.
try and do before.
That's okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. 23 points of damage on that one.
Nice. Okie dokie.
And you said I've used how much movement have I used?
20 to get in melee with the creature.
Okay, so I would have used 20 to get up and I've just swung the sword, but then I'll use an extra 20 to move to the kind of side, still keeping within the melee range, but move to the side to allow others to get into the combat.
Sort of mirroring what the captain just did there, but the other side of the creature, sort of
Very much.
sidestepping it. And as you're sort of looking, all these faces sort of turn and look at you with these white, vacant eyes that still show an expression of pain all the same. As these jaws that are far too open are just calling out at you to help them.
I'll help by ending.
Ending your turn. Elarlin, you are now up with Silverjack on deck. As you see this horrible mass before you.
And I've got dark vision as well, so I can see everything.
You can see everything.
Well, that's not what I thought I'd see today, I'll tell you that. And she just hurls a blast of energy straight, ideally, down that channel that was created when Scar moved.
Yep. As you say no offense, you hear, makes two of us. As you then release this arcane blast.
I can do math.
I can't.
That's a query as well, very quickly, Chef. Obviously, you mentioned that the room we've moved into is dark. Obviously, the
Yep.
only illumination is coming from the open door.
Yep.
Is it dark enough to affect our accuracy or anything?
No, it's just going to be dimly lit, so not dark, like, you know, can't see sort of thing, it's just dimly lit, but yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think my sword sheds dim light in 5 foot anyway. So
Yeah. You golden.
That's right, posh. There's a 16 hit.
A 16 just hits.
Fantastic. And then we add my wrong dice, charisma modifier. Ah, piss. 8.
8 damage. Beautiful. Let me tell you that. Thank you.
Not a step back
Excuse
and
me.
out the way.
Do you get 2 shots at this level?
Yeah, you would. I'm sure.
Yeah, you should get
No,
2
you
shots
just-
by now.
I think it's 5th level, you get 2
Level?
shots.
Aye.
Yeah, you could-
Yes, you do. I'd completely forgotten about that. God, it's been a long time.
I'm not going to see you short of an attack, Sharp.
A warlock in years. And things have changed.
Class reveal.
If it's not evident me talking to myself.
I mean,
Fair.
Yeah. That,
So-
no, that, it
No,
won't.
no.
It won't.
What does your Eldritch Blast look like, if anything? Or just this burst of energy? What does it look like?
It is literally like a bolt of like bright green lightning.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's
it's,
cool.
this crackling lightning just emanates out, and it's almost like that witch bolt still connected to you until the very last second before it hits its target, until it explodes against the creature. The second shot you try and make out, it does hit, but it hits one of the more armored individuals in this mass of bodies, and effectively the armor absorbs the blow a little bit better than what you're hoping it would do. Is there anything else you would like to do? Do you want to step into the room, stay outside?
Oh. Technically, I have the ability to get out if things go bad, but I'm literally just gonna step back around the corner and be like, nope.
Yeah, but you sort of sidestep around the corner, getting out of line of sight of the creature, using the wall as cover. You ain't not entertaining that one. Ending your turn then, Silver Jack, you are now up with our dear professor on deck.
How far is the creature from myself?
From you was at the table, so let's say for you 25 feet, as you're sort of the back of the pack sort of thing.
Okay. Do I have an ally nearby, so I get advantage?
You have the...
If I get in melee range, would I have an ally nearby?
Yeah, you have Ryland and Valdis in melee with the creature, so yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to get up from, well, put myself away from the table. I'm going to hop, skip, and jump and pirouette my way over to the beast, and I would like to stabby stab with my rapier.
Go for it.
Well, buckle my swash.
Is 24,
That definitely hits.
and with my sneak attack, that is 19 damage all in.
19 damage all in. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
And
You're
then
done.
for my bonus action, I'm going to swish and flick of the wrist and click my fingers and message step my way back out of there.
No problem. Swish and flick. As you find yourself back in the where you were.
Yeah, but as I've done that, I've gotten away from the table. I've actually said hop, skip, and jump, stab, backwards, pirouette, and message step, click out. Talk my way through everything that I've exactly done.
As you appear next to Volk, saying the word out, ending your turn. Volk, you are now up.
I'll just go to the opening between, just very quickly go. You might want to move for this. And I will cast a Witch Bolt at 2nd level.
Nice. Hit this motherfucker.
That is a 27.
That definitely hits, good sir. As your witch bolt smashes into the creature, and you basically like, grab the arcane tether of it and pull it tight. You have that connection stable.
Okay. I get 2d12.
It's a good spell.
That is a 13 damage.
13 damage. Beautiful. Thank you very much. And you hold that connection. I'm gonna guess you hold the connection for the witch bolt, yeah?
Yes, I'll just step a bit back a bit further.
Not a problem at all. Ending your turn, any bonuses you'd like to do, or?
Nope, that's it.
Fantastic. Ending your turn then, we will now come to top of the round. The creature's turn. The Willow of Torment is what this creature is called.
Okay.
So, start of its turn, all these faces are looking around, moaning and calling for help, but you can see that even these vacant eyes, they are intelligent, they are looking for an attack way through. And it is going to make quite a few attacks, as it often does. First of all, it is going to make its grapple. As... let me see here, who would I want to grapple? Probably... it's actually going to try and grapple Jack. Seeing you do your skip and jump bullshit, it doesn't like you moving that fast around it, so it's going to try and even reaching through, what do you call it, sorry, Volk and Alarlan. As you're standing outside the doorway, you guys watch this long arm slither like a snake past and begin to wrap and grab onto Jack's ankle. As it makes, fuck me, that's a natural 19.
Query DM.
Answer, player.
If it's reaching past us, does it provoke attack of opportunity?
This one does not know, as this is actually an attack it's making, so no, it's not moving out of its space.
It's a reach attack, I guess.
Yeah, it's got 45 feet reach, yeah. As this thing grabs around Jack, your ankle, for a 20-something. Where's the attack gone? A 28. Does that hit you?
Yeah, I will submissively let it grab my ankle.
Oh no, my ankle!
Oh no,
Very
it's
demure,
got
very
me.
painful.
Showing ankle like a good Christian boy shouldn't.
I'll look to Ryland like, save me, save me.
As you will now suffer, as it grabs and basically is trying to twist your ankle the wrong way, to try and effectively hobble you. You suffer 13 points of bludgeoning damage. As these fingernails dig into your skin and twist your ankle round, forcing your knee around the wrong way, almost bring you down to one knee as it does so. It is then going to make its 5 claw attacks. One is going to go against you again, Jack. Another one is going to go against, I keep going to pronounce your goddamn name, Alarlan, sorry. New character names is really frustrating. One is going against the Volk, and the other 2 into the Raging Bull. That is before it.
So just a reminder, 2 against me are at advantage.
Yep, because you raged. Well, not raged, I'm reckless, sorry. Thank you. So, against yourself, Jack, we'll start off with you. That's probably going to miss. That's only a 11 to hit, so I'm going to say that one assumingly misses. Against Volk, your fine self, a 19 to hit you.
Yeah, duh.
Squish Wizard. I'll roll your damages, because again, I don't want to get myself confused. So you suffer...
Was that a single attack that did against me? I thought you said there was 2 against Volk, or is that wrong?
It's one against Jack, 1 against Volk, one against Alarlin, then 2 against the Bull, Ryland.
I'd like to use my reaction then.
Fantastic. Yep, not a problem. What's your reaction?
Chronal Shift.
Oh, please explain.
You've got to reroll your attack.
Oh, against you, okay.
He's a Chrono Wizard.
That's a natural 2, so I'm gonna guess that,
that misses.
To a 7. Yep, you miss.
You just see his like eyes. You just see his eyes like flare, like very blinding light, and almost like little circuits come off his eyes very quickly as literally it looks like it just stops for a second as he like shifts out the way as it misses.
Nice. The clawed, these long fingernails just drag into the stone and claw their way back, missing you. Against Alarlin, that is going to be a 24 to hit you. You will take 11 points of slashing damage. As even though you sort of like put against the wall, thinking you're nice and safe, suddenly from your hip down, this hand almost like grabs into your pocket and just rakes down your leg, spilling blood from your upper leg. Not grab. And then 2 against Ryland, the man himself, the bull. First one with advantage is a natural 20. Second one, also with advantage. It's both attacks get advantage, don't they? Yeah.
Yes, all attacks against me advantage.
Beautiful.
Until the start of my next one.
If he wants to do friendly fire, then go for it. So it's natural 20 and a 21 for the second attack.
21 hits.
So the non-crit, we'll do that one first. That's 11 points of damage.
Down to-
Slashing, also you'll take that halved.
Yep.
And then the critical hit is going to be... Why do I look at my thing again? I know what it is. 19 slashing.
So that is what? That's 9. Are we rounding down, rounding up?
Rounding... What do we...
Rounding
Shadows
down.
Be Fear rules. Yep.
Alright.
Rounding down. Yep, Shadows Be Fear rules, because I can't be fucked.
Okay.
As these hands are just trying to grab you in and pull you into the creature itself. Ending its turn, though, it is now you. You get... No, Valdis, sorry, it's Valdis' turn first. My apologies. So you can see both on 19, but yeah, Valdis.
Smack it real good.
You smack that hoe. Let's do this thing.
So, 2 attacks on the creature, of course.
Of course. I expect nothing less.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay, that is a 25 and a 18.
Both hit. Well done. Woo. Woohoo.
Woohoo, indeed. I've got bloody D8 gone. There we go. First attack is going to be 11 points slashing. In fact, let me just do the slashing and the fire separately.
Yep.
Total of 20 points slashing damage.
20 points slashing. Okay, jeez. Nice hit.
6 points fire.
20 points slashing, 6 point fire. I can do maths.
26.
Yes, that's what I was trying to math up. Yep, there we go. Perfect. As you just carve into these many faces and many hands reaching out towards you.
Yeah, so just like the reaching hands, just like battering them back with the shield, and then just hacking into the thing. And this time, I do want to. I am aiming again for the face of. Did you say it was another lion or?
It was another lion, yeah.
Another lion, yeah. Aiming specifically, specifically for that face again.
As you aim for that face, as it goes to yell out again, "Captain" or something to that effect, before it can finish the word, you plunge the sword in and silence it. As you retract it, the head just hangs limply against the mass of the body before you then turn focus, bat shield away and slash into another head, trying to silence this creature for good. Kill it till it's dead. Ending your turn. Brilliant.
Yes, indeed.
Ryland, you are now up.
I'm going to do what any good barbarian does and fucking
End your-
smash. Yes, in my turn. So I am going to keep up the reckless attacks. So I am going to attack twice with advantage. Natural 17 on a die plus fucking millions.
Definitely hits.
On the first attack, second attack, natural 20, baby.
Hey, oh, that's gonna fucking hurt.
So, well, first one is. Oh, I forgot to say it. It's up to you if you would want to roll against it. Great weapon, master.
You said it.
Okay.
I'll be fair. I will make the assumption
Okay.
from now on.
Well,
As
I'm
long
not
as
going to
you-
do it all the time.
As long as you do the maths, I'm fine
Alright.
with it.
Okay. 27 points of slashing damage on the first attack. The critical,
I said not the non-crit.
the critical is going to be, fuck.
Well, you get a brutal critical, don't you, instead of the other one?
Yeah, which means then I can also attack again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I don't. I don't get critical. That's what we were talking about, Nicky. I get that in level 9,
Yeah,
don't
level 9.
I?
Oh shit.
So I don't get that. So anyway, sorry. Maths.
My calculator is ready. My body is not.
34 points of slashing damage.
Come again?
Oh no, wait. Yeah, 34 points of slashing damage.
34. I
As-
thought that's what you said.
As the kind of, you were saying that they were kind of tearing in me and pulling me in, using the horn, just a bit of flavor. Using the horn a little bit, push the creature back and just slash with the first one. But the second one's not really a slash; it's more the weight of the sword and the kind of broad hilt, blade of part of it, the metal. He just basically fucking like hammers them, slaps them down with it. Woof.
You don't just, with your first hit again, you sort of slam in with the horns and push back. And as you hammer in, you don't just silence a face. Or kill one of these heads per se. You full on chop off the torsos of several screaming people, effectively. From the waist down, you see these shambling like torsos on the ground, as if you have just cut someone down in real life from the waist down, gasping for air in their last little death throes before the torsos lay still at your cloven, hooven feet. Sir.
So with it, I would like to use my hammering horns as a bonus action, and
Please.
I would like to basically push this creature back 10 feet.
Okay.
So you have to do a strength saving throw.
Oh, do I now? Beautiful. Strength saving throw, you say?
Yes.
Cool. This is gonna be a 15.
15 just makes it.
Hey, you try and slam in, but it's almost like you guys can see that Rylan probably doesn't see it himself being too up high for this, but you guys see as he tries to shove it back, all these little hands basically go down to the ground and dig their fingernails into the
Oh, I
stone
like it.
and hold firm this large creature. Ending your turn, Ryland?
That ends my turn.
Brilliant. Alarlin, you are now up as one of these hands just grab and cut your leg and then retract back into the large beast itself.
I will save that for later. I'm just gonna step back out from around the corner and just hurl another 2 Eldritch Blasts at this thing.
Fantastic. Launch them.
I've got to keep my actual spells for later. I'm going to need them, I have a feeling. Hit. It's an 11
Misses.
and a 14.
14 also misses. Just like in Baldur's Gate 3, whenever you do bad and you get the gun and going, again, try harder, the voice in your head calls out, and it's equally as frustrating as it is in Baldur's Gate 3 when that happens. He's like, shut the fuck up, I know. As you launch your 2 Eldritch Blasts out, and again, they slam against the creature, but they're just not finding purchase, unfortunately. Do you duck back around the corner, or you stay like flipping the bird?
No, I'm gonna actually.
Okay. We're scheming.
Oh, she has an idea.
She's got an idea.
I do. I really.
Hold on to your butts.
I do. Because I can. This is outstanding. I will actually walk like into the room, and I'm gonna press my back to the wall, where, like, inside the room instead of outside the room where I previously.
Okay.
Like,
Okay, so you run into the room to press your back against the inside of the eastern room. Okay. Curious. Let's see what you got up to. You got something up your shoulders, I know. Up your sleeve, sorry. Ending your turn for now, though?
my shoulders. Yes.
Not my shoulders.
Not my shoulders.
Ending your turn, Jack, you are up, and you are currently grappled by one of these creatures. Oh, one of these arms, making your speed 0 right now.
Don't need to make a strength saving throw to get out of it.
Let me double check the rule. I believe. Grapple until the grapple line starts, blah blah blah. Oh, actually, because you're grappled, actually you take damage. Thanks for letting me read the rule. You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage, as it is now getting to the point of twisting your ankle past a healthy point, let's say. And yes, you will need to make a strength saving throw to try and break free from the grapple. Yep. Oh no, the rogue has to make a strength save.
Yeah. Oh,
Your speed is just 0, but you cancel attack and do all that good stuff. You are just no speed.
Yeah, I sigh in rogue because it's a free. I got
Free feet.
so I can make an attack. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. You
not-
can make an attack against the arm that's grappling you, or if you have a ranged attack, you can shoot the creature if need be.
Ranged. Yeah, I would like to try and I'm not going to use my rapier this time. I'm going to reach down to my leg that's not reach up to my leg that's currently being grappled to try and grab my dagger to take a slash at the arm,
Nice.
but it
Go
to
for
let go of me.
Yep, 100%. I like that picture. You got like that knife in sock sort of thing, and that's where the hand is. You're trying to reach past it and then pull the blade up to try and cut through the hand that's grappling you. Beautiful.
That's a 24.
24. That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Okay, so it's just a flat d4.
Yep.
I don't know why that's rolled with.
You get your dex modifier to that though, don't you?
No, because it's an offhand attack.
Fair.
Yeah. It's given me sneak attack on top of this. I don't know why it's done that, but it was 1 damage.
1 damage
Oh.
as you cut through. Andy, sorry?
No, just 1 damage.
As you
Yeah.
cut through, the hand grips you tighter as one of the pinkies rolls on the floor and just sort of rolls away. But you now have your dagger in hand. It just hasn't let go of you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
Bonus action, I will speak to the party and go, guys, little help, please. No,
Are the arms like visibly connected to certain heads?
yes, you can try and ascertain who's holding who. But as you have ended your turn, still grappled, the creature begins to reel you in. As all of a sudden, you guys, little help here, please. As all of a sudden, this arm tugs, and you hear whoop, as any of you who are looking see Silverjack being dragged towards the creature by 30 feet.
Oh, damn.
He is now at the mouth of the creature, and all these hands are grappling at his shins and knees and trying to pull him in. Ending your turn, Jack, in a precarious situation. Volk, you are now up.
Moment.
I will just reactivate Witch Bolt.
Reactivate Witch Bolt, go for it. Yep, as you just pump a surge of power and arcane energy through that again.
That is. Can't do maths. 16.
16 damage, wow. I fucking love Witch Bolt. Just the fact you don't need to roll again after it is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
As you just slam more arcane energy and a deeper pulse of energy, the creature is looking quite visibly hurt, I will say.
I also want to go round the corner from the door. And maybe.
Oops, sorry.
Pretty much, yeah. doesn't say anywhere that Witch Bolt doesn't need line of sight afterwards.
No, I believe once you have that connection, you just need to see the target. I believe then, as long as you don't get out the, I think it's got a range. I want to say it has, but as long as
It's
you
got a
don't
30
see
feet
the-
range, so as long as I can get into in cover
yeah,
while still maintaining that, that's fine.
easily do that. You basically like it's almost similar to what a lot of them was doing before. Sort of duck behind the door frame, put yourself flat against the wall as cover, completely breaking line of sight, but still holding that arcane connection with your Witch Bolt. Ending your turn, it is now the Willow's turn, and oh boy, does it have a new friend.
Oh dear.
So, it is going to first we'll make another grappling attack. This one is going to be against you, Valdis. It's going to try and grapple you. That will not work with a natural one. As it tries to reach up and grab, you basically turn the sword upside down, slam the wrist down in, severing the hand immediately. Another head at the top of the creature yells out in excruciating pain. However, it is going to take all 5 of its attacks against its new morsel before it, as it's going to chow down into Jack.
Oh boy.
Good night, Vienna.
Jack, my dear friend. Attack number 1 is going to miss with a natural 4. Next one is a 13.
Miss.
Miss. That's number 2. Third one is a 19.
Hits.
Fourth one is another 19.
Yep.
Fifth one is a 17.
Hits.
So 3 hits against you. Okie dokie. Right, you suffer. Let's do this all at once. 25 points of slashing damage. As these hands are raking over you, you are getting your face scratched. They're trying to aim for your eyes. They're trying to go for your hands where you're holding your daggers. You are just getting raked right now as these hands are covering you and trying to pull you into its center mass, but not doing that. Ending its turn, Valdis, you are up as you are seeing Jack get demolished on the ground right now, laying prone.
Okily dokily. Can I get to the arms that are holding him without provoking attack of opportunity?
Yeah, easy. You can just basically like run alongside this creature as you did before when you stepped out of the way, and yeah, easily enough.
Absolutely. How many arms are on him?
So just the one arm that's actually grappled him right now still.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna go for the face that's connected to that arm instead.
Go for it.
I'm curious about something.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 attacks as before. Oh, pair of 14s for 2 21s.
Ooh, both hit.
So, first attack, 11 damage. Second attack, 9. Again for another 20. What's
No, 20. You're doing good there, buddy.
plus 4s? Plus 4s do the work.
Brilliant.
And another 5 points of fire damage, so 25 all in all. I'm going straight.
Fantastic.
Just like first blow, like hacks a reaching limb out off of the creature's body. The second blow, the smoldering lines on the sword flare, and I plunge the tip of the sword through the gaping maw of the face attached to the arm grappling Jack.
As you reach for this, another arm is basically trying to reach out and grab Jack by the scruff of his collar, also trying to sit him upright so the arms can embrace him into its mass. As the arm is reaching out and about to hook a finger into his collar, you slice through it, and as that arm recoils again, you see the face of the one that's been attacking him and grappling him and smiling as it's about to get its prey, and you again deny it the chance as your sword just, with a soft wet thud and a crunch of skull, the arm that's grappling Jack goes limp.
Okay. Target the faces.
I'm free.
You're free from your grapple, yep.
Can we just get appreciation for Zombie just picking up a shadow out of nowhere? Just
Shadows we fear.
The the shadows we feed.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was just going to be a lap, but no.
No,
this
You
is
know what? I'm adding that as a text channel. Shadows we feed.
Thanks. I
Uh,
have my headphone back. Ow, claws.
Bing.
Shadows we feed.
Okay then.
Valis, is there any turn, sorry, buddy? Any bonus actions you like to do, or
Is all. Let me just double
Please?
check. How hurt is Jack looking?
Jack is looking at 10 hit points out of 59.
Jeez.
He's a better than 10 out of 59 at the moment. Okay.
He's looking about 10 out of 59, yeah.
That's my second wind that will do that.
Happy and better days, like.
Here. No, that's specifically second wind stuff. No, nothing more I can do at this exact moment. No, I'm going to end my turn here.
Not a problem. Ryland, you are up. The creature is looking hurt.
So
Still has to
for my bonus action, this is up to you if you allow it. Can I grab at my belt and pull out a potion, a red circular, basically healing potion, everybody can see it,
Yeah.
and just look at Jack and just like with one big step, still in the melee of the thing, we go towards him and just hand him it. Just a,
So bonus action to hand him the potion.
Yeah.
You always say action to feed somebody else, but yeah.
yeah.
or-
No, I've just bonus action hand him it.
You can bonus action give it to him, yes.
Yeah. So I literally.
Escape rule, smash it on him.
Yeah, just smash one. So yeah, Silverjack, you just see this big shadow loom over you, and then it's like the Minotaur face just appears with a bottle of potion, and you get a greater healing potion.
Right.
And then he like soon as that leaves his hand, he just instantly turns, and with the turn with the great sword, he's gonna swing that round, and like blood's gonna go everywhere, like blood's just gonna splatter right across as the great sword's swinging round, and I'm gonna make my attacks.
Just decapitate Jack.
Yes,
Really?
to decapitate Jack. I'm going to make it reckless again, and I'm going to do a great weapon master on them.
Go for it, buddy.
Yeah. So that is going to be character sheet. That's going to be a 22 to hit on the first one,
Yes.
and the second one. Ooh, not as good. That's going to be an 18.
Yes. 16
Okay.
AC.
Nice. Oh no, wait, no, actually, not 18. That's going to be 16.
Just hits.
Oh.
16 AC. Nothing changes.
Maths. Okay. Oh my god.
Do the math.
Do the roar.
Do the roar. Do the roar.
I love you, Daddy.
Right. 28 points of slashing damage on the first.
On the first, fuck.
On the second. Ooh. 27 points of slashing on the second.
Fuck me, was that 55 damage? What the shit?
Yeah, great weapon master.
Nobody realizes this. Barbarians are not just tanks. Like, they are DPS Nova machines. Like, like a barbarian will constantly out DPS a rogue or a paladin unless they go absolutely Nova on one turn.
Well,
Like,
I can
just
say
a
this. Just remember, tanks were built to be basically the fact of cover at first. But then they decided, you know what would be good? We've got this big hunk of metal that we can put a fucking large fucking gun on it and cause a lot of damage with. Yeah. So anyway.
Fuck me. Okay.
So with one swing, like I said, like spinning round, blood going everywhere, he just slices the head off. I would say maybe one or two, and then the second one he just goes for another head, but this time instead of like slicing them, he comes down and just splits it in half.
Good gracious, that's horrible, and I love it. As this has just become, there was blood in this chamber. There is now infinitely more blood as you are spilling it at pleasure. The creature is barely, and I mean barely, hanging on. Good fuck, 55 damage. Good
gonna get
gracious.
coup de grace.
Great weapon master as fucking stupid.
It's stupid as fuck. Larlin, you are now up as you use your bonus action to palm Jack a potion. What are you doing, Larlin?
I did have a plan in mind, but with how
Mhm.
injured it's looking, I might rethink that plan.
Okie dokie.
Because otherwise, it might be overkill.
Fireball.
No, but hang on, do I? No, I have wall. No, I have fireball. I do. Yeah. No, that's a bit overkill for what my plan was. My original plan had a lot of loud noises involved.
Okie dokie.
But it's fine. I'm just gonna hurl another 2 Eldritch Blasts at this thing because I can, and it's there.
Let's do it.
That is a 24
Hits.
and a 17.
Double hits.
Yes, I counted on my fingers. Let's go. I'm a grown.
I do it all the
can
time.
do math.
I've been doing it this whole time.
It's when we start getting into the bigger numbers and I have to use my feet. No, I'm not that dumb. Swing roundabouts, boys. Let's go. That is a 4. So that's 8 plus 13, 21.
Is that for the first or that for a total? Sorry.
That's for both.
Alan, please take the spotlight. How would you destroy this creature? Walk me through its demise.
I just want to I just turn from where I'm facing at the wall, look at the nearest biggest face, flick my hand, and 2 bolts of green energy just shoot straight into its mouth and straight out the other side.
As the first bolt enters through the mouth of this creature, it almost sort of makes this choking sound as arcane bolt goes through it, and there is an explosion from the inside of the Willow of Torment. As then you quickly, in almost instantaneous succession, the second bolt goes through the mouth again and goes through the center mass of this creature before splattering a pile of gore and bone and Lord knows what else gore against the far wall, as the whole mass sort of stiffens, shakes, and then the whole thing, all heads, all arms, all everything, go limp. And the creature sags into itself.
Well, that's disgusting.
Say end of initiative. Say end of initiative, Matt.
What you don't realize is the end of initiative. Alone, as you slay the creature, the voice in your head, told you, listen to my guidance and I'll get you there.
Yes, but you didn't tell me shit. You just
Oh,
found
you
all this a bit
idiots.
weird and then started complaining.
Well, you missed. Then you hit when I pointed it out. I call that teamwork. I'm proud of you.
Sighs,
Thank you.
rolls her eyes, and just goes, oh.
And you now find yourselves alone by yourselves in this chamber. Jack, I'm gonna guess you quickly stand up and brush yourself off the gore.
I stand up, pat myself down. I pop the healing potion.
Good. Smart move.
So what is that for a greater? Is it
4d4 plus 4.
4d4 for a greater?
Yeah,
Okay.
4d4 plus 4.
Because I'm
IR rules for max healing.
Did we do our with maxing? I thought we just rolled for it.
No, I'm not going to roll for it because I'm just. I would.
Which has we for Andy? I can't remember. There's
We
so many fucking
when we
rules.
do an action to take it, we normally do with max healing. If we take a bonus action to take it, it's the whole I'm taking it
Max healing,
quickly.
yeah, max healing then. You get max healing because you're actually down the potion, licking the bottle clean, yeah.
Yeah, so 20 hit points, that's great. And then I will head on over to Rylands and I will flutter my big tiefling eyes at him and call him my hero.
Again, after just slicing this one and picking his sword back up and putting it on his back with the blood just dripping off it, he doesn't care. He just kind of looks at you and then walks over to the rest of them and be like, which door next? He's here for one job.
Man had a job, he's gonna do it.
Oh, man's got
Valdis has just kicked several of the arms, the now limp arms, out of the way, and is now it's just ditched his shield, one boot up on the side of the creature, and is now just like hacking into the mass of meat around where the face of the lion
Mm-hmm.
was.
Yep. You look around, you can see that there is indeed the face of a lion. It has now got a deep gash through the center of the face. The skull barely, or almost completely split in two. Are you looking to see if you can recognize them, sorry, or?
I'm just hacking into the meat of the creature to see if like the whole person is in there, or if they've like melted into an amorphous mass.
Why did you have to entertain my horribleness? Because I did think of this. As you carve away through the creature, again, from the waist up, this man is withered, but flesh and bone. As you get to sort of like the upper legs, it is exposed muscle, sinew, and tissue. As you go past that, it is bone that has been infused with these weird, like, fleshy spiderweb tendrils that you sort of realize are connecting to each and every single one. The most horrifying thing that what you then see is in the center mass, what you're guessing Aladdin actually killed are all the brains of these heads are jammed and compressed into this mass of intelligence and all-seeingness.
Cool.
Cool.
I am fucked up.
I love
I
it.
love that.
I'm going to, following Zombieland rules, always double tap. I'm going to plant one black paint-plated boot into the center of the mass of brains with an audible and squishy squelch.
Oh, it is a satisfying squelch. Bit gross, but satisfying.
What I'm actually after is I'm going to kind of go around the corpse. You said, like, obviously the 4 soldiers that have obviously been swallowed. I assume all 4 are in the creature.
You actually only see 2.
Interesting. So the 2 that are in there, so are they sort of from the outside of the creature? Are they just sort of like waist up, or are they just like facing up on torso?
You see the one that the initially dug out was getting waist up. The one that is sort of like towards the back sort of creature, if you will, it is more from like the upper chest up. Then you get the muscle, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Okay. What I am after is their rank insignia.
You can easily... from the army, easily grab that. You realize that one is but an initiate, not long got his armor effectively, and one has been in the force like probably a couple of years to get the first couple of petty ranks. They're not far up at all.
Yeah, but yeah, I will retrieve their rank insignia, and if there's any sort of like any trinkets or adornments that they've attached onto the armor, I'll retrieve those.
Mm-hmm. You do see that again. You probably notice yourself. The lions, what they sort of pride themselves on is the weapons that they carry, as you will know yourself, aren't the weapons that you are given. They're the weapons that you like to use. So that's one of the good things about being a lion. Whatever you're comfortable using, you just get, and you train with it. If you want to swap out your weapon, you can swap it out. The armor is, of course, a uniform, and it is for a showpiece as well. But again, in the inside, like the out-the-way places, you can put your own personal trinkets and that sort of stuff. Now, the initiate just hasn't been in the job really long enough to personalize his armor per se. But what you do then see is on the inside of the other man's armor, the one is the petty officer, you can see he's got basically what is the remains of a prayer sheet.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just a generic prayer. It's not a prayer to specific god, it's just a generic prayer sheet sort of thing to any god that may be listening when he says it.
Yeah. What I'll do then is for his rank insignia, particularly, I'll fold the I'll fold. What is the rank insignia? Is it like part of the armor? I'm not imagining it's like a fabric patch or anything.
No, it's not a fabric. It's basically like a metal plate sort of thing, and then like when you get then another piece will be welded on, then another piece will be welded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So break both of those free, and then because I assume the initiates hit the shield is unadorned.
Yeah, it's just completely bare. Yeah.
While he's doing this, I'm just going to push off the wall where I've been stood, just watching. Just go, did you know them?
Chef?
The initiate, definitely not. The petty officer, you might have seen him in passing now and again at parades and the like, but you wouldn't have known his name or anything else like that. Just another face.
Not personally. Maybe in passing, but... Most of the lions are preening peacocks, but even they don't deserve this. They deserve some.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Dignity?
That's the word, thank you.
And deserve some dignity, at least.
She'll put her hand up onto his plated shoulder,
Yeah.
clap him on the shoulder, and just go, I understand. She'll bow her head to the
Remains.
amorphous blobs and walk out the room.
Mhm.
And yes,
Can I-
most.
Can I have a skulk around in this room to see what I could possibly find, or if there's anything of interest before we move
What
on?
you now that you get the chance to also look past the creature, you can begin to paint a picture of this odd room with 2 beds and this. What you piece together loosely is bodies are offered on the beds. The Willow of Torment will grab the bodies and pull them into itself and absorb the body and the brain. Anything that's of value, any gold, any armor, anything, you can see is just in a melted slag pile at the back of the room where it has been attacked by acid of some description and
Greeted.
just that's the one, yeah, has been made useless. And as you sort of go about the room, you see that all the people that are wearing, they're just wearing their, whatever they died in, effectively. But there is nothing of value upon them, apart from if their arm themselves is valuable. But there's nothing magical. There is nothing of exceptional value here.
Can I lie on one of the beds and offer myself to Ryland?
As you lay on one of the slatted beds, no mattress, no pillow, just the shirt is even more open.
Ryland's Ryland's currently sharpening his horns on the wall.
Some quite dainty nip covers on. Like.
He's got little pasties on.
Yeah, Ryland's
Little hearts.
literally currently sharpening his horns on the wall, like using it as a grate. Not. He was doing that before he went on the bed, but hey, take it as you want. Is his tail flicking at the back?
I figured, yeah, he's a
He might
little
be
lonely.
surrounded by fucking nutters. She just sits on the table and just goes,
With Volk nearby also watching this weird display.
Hulk's also just gonna go cast Create Bonfire under the what's left of the bodies.
Yeah, and a putrid smell as you see these little embers and sparks that very quickly turn into an inferno, and this putrid smell of rotting flesh now mixes in with already blood-smelled room, and it is not pleasant, the smell. And you can hear now and again the occasional pop of something bursting, be it blood vessels or air pockets trapped inside the bodies.
I'd like to use my mage hand to cover my entire face.
Does anything else in the room burn, like the wood or anything like that?
No more than you expect treated wood to burn, so it will burn a little bit, but again, it's not going to like become an inferno for the whole place, you know?
Okay, well, as long as everybody's out of the door,
Mm-hmm.
I will close it and hope the smell
Come
goes away.
inside is Jack. Well, no,
Closing the door, did you say?
You close the door, and as you see, the door is shut, and you can just see from the underneath the door this obviously flickering ember that passes through the crack between the door and the floor.
Don't worry, that'll go out in a few minutes. As I was trying to say earlier as well, there are 2 types of creatures that use ambush tactics. One of them are creatures that are weaker than those in their environment who have to survive. And the other is ones that hunt for sport.
Do you think this is one that hunts? Because it's definitely not weak.
It probably hunts for sport, yeah, considering the other 2.
Well, that's definitely not a ominous sign of things to come.
Have any of you ever seen anything like that creature?
I'll
Alf release. I'll freely say, no,
Touch
you guys have
dependent.
seen zombies, of course, probably in your time. Maybe not all of you, but you've seen, certainly heard of zombies and necromancy, but this is an extremity never thought imaginable.
I will touch the pendant on my neck and just be like, any ideas? It fully looks like I'm talking to a rock, mind. This is all out loud.
Now, even for I, that's a strange one. No demons I know of, no creatures I know of. This is all new and interesting. We should push deeper, my dear. There's
Okay,
much
then.
to learn. I've got your back, don't worry.
Well, it's, even my patron's never seen anything like that.
Has he seen flying discs?
You mean like that? Oh my god, for God's sake. She'll touch it again and go, have you seen any flying discs? The cowman wants to know.
I mean, not as of late, but there are many types of flying discs.
Apparently there's a lot of them. What, like the sun? Or the moon?
Kentons, for instance.
Or a frisbee?
No, flying disc. Bright lights.
It's a cow alien, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Or
Reverse
reverse UFO abduction.
Yeah, cow aliens abducting humans. Or
The
abducting
laugh.
other aliens.
I let out mind when I heard of Andy's character. I cackled for a good 2 minutes and went, that's the best.
See, when Andy sent me his character, I read over a couple times being like, what the fuck? Then I had to read it again, what? Oh, fuck off. Like, it took me a second, I'm not gonna lie.
He was sitting and working me at lunch and he went, I've just gave Mark homework.
And you know what? Fuck it, I've made it work.
It's brilliant.
But, back in the room. You are surrounded by blood and gore in a burning room behind you with the door shut. You now have the northern door where if you still put a careful ear towards, you'll still hear the whatever that theme tune is. And nothing by the western door.
Dylan picks up his greatsword, points it towards the humming door, and this door.
It might be worth a while to check out the west first. See
That's
if
what I
there might
think.
be some sort of clue as to what manner of place this is, what manner of creatures we may be coming across.
If they're anything like what was in there, I think we might be in for a hell of a fight.
Hungry chef?
Apparently.
As I see Rylan go to lift his greatsword, I'll go, dear, I love what you're doing with this, but I'm going to agree with the captain.
You're very, very Graham Norton there.
I know I've lost the accent. I think it's because I'm too paranoid. Because like the baby's in the following wall, and I don't want to overcommit and wake him up.
Understand.
I say baby, he's a year and a half. He's like half the height of me. So
And just so you all
Tiny
know,
when you stick together.
and Eki is 6'1", you know, so
I'm 6'4".
4. Oh well, you.
Oof. Kilo's got his money cut out from then.
I know. Anyways,
Anyway, yep, bring back in.
Veland
Objections.
just put down his sword and just say, "Leader."
I wouldn't put the sword down, not yet.
Yeah. Valdis has definitely not sheathed his weapon, not least because he hasn't got a way to clean it right now.
Yeah,
Um,
Veland's not put down the sword. He's just like limply put it to his side at the moment.
I want to dig into the little satchel on my side and pull out a painter's cloth that comes with my paint supplies that live in the other side. I've got
Okay.
2. I've brought something to sketch, obviously, and I'm just going to hand you the cloth to clean your sword.
the helmet turns, nods, and then takes the cloth and just reverses his grip on the sword and just.
And there
You
is
can
a
keep
wet,
that. I
like-
definitely don't want that back.
And as you did that, like, pull down the cloth, there is that wet, gloopy sound as thick blood pitter-patters on the
And-
floor.
And then just the crackle of whatever residue is left.
As the sword sort of flares and burns the rest
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Flicks the a little flick and a puff of soot.
That's very nice.
Still doesn't sheath the sword.
I mean, I've do you want a pencil, paintbrush, notepad, two more cloths.
Through a belt loop.
I've got two more if you would have
Thank
them. I
you.
didn't know what I'd need, so I brought everything.
Blood still just dripping off of Veland's back and his greatsword.
Just pat the cowman on the head and just walk off.
I suppose if there's no objections to trying the west door, I'm going to reach out with my shielded arm
Mhm.
and slowly turn the handle.
Volk's gonna just like
I disappear for 1
hold
second.
on.
Yep.
I do disagree, but
Oh,
at the very least, why don't we just try something a little different first? Because if that's an ambush predator, you're gonna get grabbed. Just open it tiny, a crack.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a little
No.
bit.
And then I'll cast minor illusion
Okay.
with a sound of like a general, just a man basically calling out for help. Just very like sort of like help, sound like weakly essentially, and
I
seeing
don't
if
know,
anything
but
happens.
When you said you do the voice of man, I couldn't try and obviously get attention. I just couldn't help but think of the heavy rain, Jason, and I don't know why it came into head. Just
Yeah, that's good enough.
Jason. That glitch where that's all he screams.
Charles would be so mad that she wasn't here to hear that.
The heavy
Her favorite
reference.
thing. Yeah.
You call, or you again, Captain Valdis. You go up to the door and you again shield up, arm through. You just turn the door handle and open it, but a crack. At that point, Volk, you cast your minor illusion of this man limply calling out, "Help! Help me! Help!" There's no response on the other side of the door.
Nothing moves.
Not that you're aware about. As Valdis, you're peering through the gap, trying to see if there's a trick of the light, if
Yeah.
something comes through to. No. What you will hear, though, Valdis, I will give you this, is you can hear the sounds of like creaking wood, like you'd hear on a ship almost. That just
Yeah.
perpetually going. It's not a case that's rhythmic, it's just a
Cracking.
perpetual sound of cracking
Yeah.
wood.
Who's closest to me? Who's sort of closest behind?
Reeland probably be
You
close because
It would either be.
Would it be
I
Yuan
assume
or
it would be Volk. Yeah.
yeah, Volk
Yeah.
would probably be there, then probably Reeland.
Just gonna raise a finger to the mouth slit of his visor, and then just like tap the side of his helmet, point to the door.
Listen,
And Volk, as you sort of just for a split second make the minor illusion be quiet, you then hear again the sound of wood.
And it sounds like a ship creaking at sea.
Mm-hmm. Whereas a ship would creak with the waves, this is just
Yeah.
constantly making the noise.
Oh,
Would I?
oh, that made me shudder. I don't know why I don't like that.
Would I be able to make a check of some sort, like insight, to determine if it's the room making the noise or a creature pretending to be the room?
I will let you make an investigation check for that one.
Okie dokie.
I like that.
That wasn't actually that bad.
See, if we're not going to go into the room, can I cast alarm on it? On the door?
room, yeah, with the humming.
Yeah, so we know if we get into the other room that the alarm will trigger.
Very good. You quickly, whilst Captain Valdis and Volker investigating the sounds here, you see you have a moment of opportunity to keep your backs covered, and you do take the time to sit quickly for a minute, set up the alarm spell on the door.
I got a 22.
22. It is far too perfect to be that sound of a creature imitating it. There are no flaws, there are no breaths, there are no pauses that a life form would make. This is wood creaking.
I'll lean back a wee bit and I don't think the creaking is a creature pretending to be something it's not. Probably the room, but given this place, might be that that's a sign that the room itself is meant to be dangerous instead of what's in it.
Sounds almost like the hull of a ship creaking.
Or a room that's about to collapse after a fire.
Alalin's going to take a step back from that.
Jack, was it?
Yes, Captain.
You seem lighter on your feet than the rest of us. Would you mind taking the first step in?
No. Oh, no, he'll head on.
I'll
You
sort of, like,
open-
slowly, slowly with
Yeah.
the shield up.
You shield up, open the door for Jack. And what you see is very obvious all of a sudden what's making this sound. You see before you a corridor, a long corridor, perhaps about 50 feet in length or so. But it's twisting. You can see the walls are moving round. So at one point, what other walls become the floor and vice versa. And the whole corridor, there's a 360 twist in the middle. And you realize this creaking of wood is a sound of the wood straining from this twist. You can see that at the midway point, there's just an open door that's hanging, moving in an invisible breeze, just swinging off its hinges. Not obscuring you by any means, but just showing that gravity is in this room more than anything.
Are there windows in the corridor?
No, there are no windows. There are closed doors by this one that's hanging open. But that's about it. And you can see that there are, again, now and again, doors are just against the wall, but sometimes the doors are on the floor, on the ceiling, on the side.
Yeah.
It's hard. I
And
love
here
this
I
something
thought
players
this-
like this.
I thought this place had gotten about as strange as it could.
Should we check out the other door?
I think so, personally.
With that sound key, why not?
This seems to maybe, if it's leading further in, we don't really want to have to come back.
I mean, we would have to come
Fair
back
enough,
in order to leave the painting.
Do we? Maybe there's a way out this way that doesn't require us to go up. We'd have to come back for the monster anyway. That it could follow us.
That's if there's actually another monster in here. Obviously, I don't doubt there is. There's probably like 12. I've already had enough of this place, frankly. But money's money.
His 10 eyes shift towards the DM's camera to see if our reaction.
I don't quite know how I feel about going into that.
I know whilst you're having this conversation, this debate, I guess, the permanent sound of the just fills the room around you as you're just talking.
Getting louder.
No, just this constant level of humming.
Does it come from a specific area, like a direction, or is it all around us?
Purely just behind the northern door.
Yeah.
Vreelan picks up
It's
his
quite
grey
a-
sword
it's
again, points
Quite
it
a
towards the
deep
door,
hum.
and just goes, "This door."
Okay then.
Better the fiend you know, I suppose. At least we know there's something behind that door.
He then turns his sword towards the spinning fucking corridor and just goes, "Don't like that one."
I can't agree with you more on it. It's don't get me wrong, whatever that was and your gesture.
We know that the alarm was cast on the door as well.
If Jack shares the information, then yeah, you guys would know the alarm's been set.
Yeah. I'd have been messing around with it when you were having
Oh,
your
okay, yeah.
discussion in that.
Is it like physical or is it mental? Just out of curiosity. Well,
So
audible.
it's an audible to me, as far as
Okay.
I'm aware. It's like a,
Yes,
a
audible to you in
mental
your own
ping
brain, yeah.
in my head.
Can't you make it so it's like one's mental and the other one is like the option for everyone to hear it, if I remember correctly? I was just wondering if we were about to get the living shit scared out of us by an alarm going off, as well as whatever's going on elsewhere.
Instead
You
of-
choose. I
the
can choose
alarm-
whether it's mental or audible. Sorry for interrupting that.
That's
I
fine.
can choose whether it's audible or mental. So it's down to the group. You can make it whatever.
It's up to you, buddy. I was just curious. That's all.
Yeah, I'll probably do it mental, just based on my backstory, my history, breaking into places and that. It would always be a mental thing, so I know if anyone's on my tail.
Instead of the heavy rain Jason question mark, it's the Sean when the alarm goes off.
Oh no, Jason! I have gifs of press X to Sean on my phone. I'm so tempted to just get that soundbite and make it my ringtone, but I won't.
But you guys head now towards the northern door, do you?
I guess so. Jack, if you wouldn't mind removing the alarm spell.
And I'll swish and flick the rest of it ends.
Not a problem.
Are we going in fast, or are we going in careful?
I mean, I could go in first here. It's not a problem.
I guess those quickest and lightest and quietest first. No offense to you or to the cowman, but
Mr. the Cowman to you.
I'm sorry, Mr. the Cowman, sir.
The cowman.
She doesn't know what you are.
Mothman.
You have
There's
blown
no
this
need to be
poor
down.
Mothman.
Cowman.
You've blown this poor, like, 150-year-old elf's mind. She's still just like an early adult. She's like, I'm very confused, but I'm kind of like here for it. Very cool. I'm very confused.
I kind of like it.
Cowman from the disc in the sky.
Cowman, there's a disc in the sky. I saw a cowman. That
Are
disc
you a
was high.
you a Highland Minotaur, Andy?
No, I'm not a Highland one. I talked to Matt about this of where he came from, and he
Yeah.
comes from a certain continent that's more like a kind of Mexico vibe.
A Minotaur with bangs.
Yes.
exactly that.
I now have Mexico mail stuff in my head. I'm picturing a cowman just dancing to it. It's like
Little sombrero on.
I need to learn to animate. I really do.
But
Back in
Well.
the room.
Three, two, one. You're back in the
Back in
room.
Jack, do you approach the door then?
Yes.
Would you like to open the door?
I'll need to check to see if the door's locked first.
The door is unlocked.
Okay, I shall open the door.
You open the door. It's empty. No. As you open the door, you can see what's quite clearly a kitchen. You can see worktops that line the whole width and length of the room at a comfortable waist height. From the ceiling hang various racks holding pots and pans and other kitchen utensils. You can see in the far side of the room a cozy stove and a sink or wash area filled with water. And in the middle of the kitchen is a large island worktop. But this would be the pleasant description, what I just gave you here. From the top of these worktops, you can see line the room are body parts. Arms, legs, torsos, and God knows what else from humanoids and animals alike. The rack where these pots were hanging, you can see various heads have been placed on spikes and have been hung out to drain. The sink at the back of the room has red water overflowing it, and on the center island is a humanoid body, a naked elven man who has various knives embedded into his chest. Behind the island, a very large, hulking figure turns around. It is bluish in color and has a very round shape. It stands at just over 7 foot tall, probably, even with its hunched head forward. It has a metal plate that's been almost welded to the flesh of its skin where the eyes would be. It has, in one hand, an oversized and crudely made meat tenderizer, and the other arm is just a large set of pincers. Despite its massive and hulking and bulging gut, the creature does wear a little apron that comes from its waistline just above its thick knees, and balanced on top of it is a tiny little chef's hat. Have a look at your initiative.
Oh, he's so cute.
Self-insert that.
Initiative?
Initiative?
Are we rolling?
Initiative.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. As soon as the door opened, they knows we're there.
Opens, yeah.
I'd imagine I would have been just behind Jacko. Go, love what they've done with the place.
See, as I've seen this man, can I at least make some sort of dart behind Roland?
I'll say we can do, yeah. As it's taken a second to turn around, let's see you can go and just sort of jump back behind, seeing danger. Now, bear with me. Let me roll initiative. Not the best. Could be worse. Valdis, you are up, sir, with your initiative, sir. Please.
It's going to be a total of 9 for me this time.
Total of 9. Ryland,
12.
12. It's not 122, 12. Ilarlin,
5.
5. Oh, jeez, guys. Jack,
21.
21, thank fuck.
15.
15. Oh god, someone that actually did stuff. Well done, you two. The rest of you, have a little word with yourselves. Right, let me order this one up.
I mean, you called it. When we had the good initiative rolls, and now they're gone.
I'll take 15 twice. That's great.
For you as a squish wizard, yeah, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Temporal initiative is slept on, I think. Being able to add your int to your initiative.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently it's just a chrono wizard thing.
That's pretty dope, actually. I like that.
Righty-ho. So, coming to the top of the initiative, we do have Jack, actually. As you take that second to sneak back around, I will say the creature, again, for the sake of easiness, from the door to the center island is 20 feet. The kitchen goes also past that, being the center. But yes, from the doorway to that, 20 feet.
Okay. I will like to head on up to the creature.
Getting to meet with the creature. Okay.
Yes. And stabby stab stab.
Stabby stab stab. Go for it.
Okay. Because that hasn't taken his turn yet, I would get sneak attack on it, yeah?
You do indeed, yep.
Yep, okay, just want to double check that. So, 2 hits. That is a 17.
Hits.
Noted.
And all in, that is 12 damage. For my bonus action, I'd like to disengage and move 10 feet back the way.
Nice. You run in, stab in the sort of side, and as you sort of stab, just like in the top gut, you can tell it is almost armored hide. As you sort of see where this faceplate's been welded into where the eyes are and actually like embedded in the skin, you can see the hot scar line. You realize that his body is a mismatch of these just metal plates soldered into the skin. You find a little weak point where there is no metal and stab through, but even then the hide is tough, but you still do damage. And the humming creature just keeps humming as you stab and disengage, before it sort of turns its large head towards your direction, meat tenderizer and pincer snapping.
Yep, so as it turns towards me, I will let out like a shriek of fear, knowing what's just happened to me previously in the other fight, and that's when I'll disengage and move that 10 feet back.
I like it. Beautiful. Ending your turn then, good sir?
Yes.
Whelp, you are now up with Ryland on deck.
Just again, I'll just very quickly, excuse me.
So, shuffle through.
And then I will
Sorry.
point my staff down and lightning will start sparking from
Okay.
hands to staff,
Hmm.
and I will fire a lightning bolt.
Ooh. Do it.
Let me just see. Dex saving throw. Yeah, you have to make a dex saving throw against my.
Oh dear. Ooh, actually, 14, which I don't know.
Fails.
Fails, cool, not a problem. So
I. So it builds up charge and like static will like appear in the air a little bit.
or you're
and then it will shoot.
you stand on edge, you see your cow friend, the hair just sort of comes out.
He instinctively sits, ready for it to rain.
He knows.
And
He
then
knows.
these little like black pieces of lightning that are just emanating off like blue light start sparking, and then eventually just cascade like a railgun from the tip of his staff directly into this thing.
It makes the tower railgun sound as it goes off.
Yes, good. Absolutely, that's the correct option. Now, hold on, because I need to get all of my dice.
As he's doing all those dice, as this energy sort of crackles through his hands and sort of like say like traces. I'm very much picking like the when Godzilla in the new movies like charges up sort of thing, the vroom 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 up his back. It looks like that from his hands into his staff. Valdis, as you're sort of standing there trying to take in the sight of this horrible monster, you feel your suit of armor become tingly as you realize this build up of incredible arcane lightning is around you, and you do take a little bit of a step back to make sure you're not caught in a crossfire with your metal suit, as all of a sudden the energy gets to a point where it can't contain itself and streaks forward. Doing?
Hold on.
Damn it.
I'm having to add 46. Leave me alone.
D&D, the game that we trick you to do the maths and pretend it's fun.
If I was a math teacher, I'd 100% what my kids do.
26 damage total.
26 damage. Good hit, sir. As this streaks out, slamming into the creature, and you can tell that all these metal plates against it, it hurts the creature. 26, you said, sorry, yeah?
26, yes, total.
Beautiful. You hit harder than you thought you would hit.
That's good to know. To be
Metal
fair,
plates?
I do look very frail.
Mm-hmm.
That is very valid.
You see the metal plate again. After even the bolt has finished dispersing from your staff and your hands, you can still see now and again throughout this whole combat, with a shot that powerful, sometimes these metal plates on the skin sort of like flicker with black lightning as the energy still is active across his skin. Ending your turn?
Possibly. Let me look up if this spell is bonus action or not. No, it's an action. Okay, yeah, so that ends on my turn.
Not a problem at all. Ending your turn then, it is now the creature's turn before Island.
Call it the gourmet and have done with it.
Who's in the doorway right now? Because no Jack disengaged and ran back.
Ah, fuck, I should have said I moved to the
I
side.
didn't. Yeah, I never ran back into the doorway. I ran back into the room 10 feet away from.
I would
The-
imagine then Volk is there, and I would imagine
Volk.
Veelan's probably there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to actually ignore you, Jack, as you gave it a shot, but the energy of lightning really hurt this creature, and it is not impressed. As this large boom, boom, boom thing comes waddling, for lack of a term, towards you guys, and it's going to get into melee with, in that case, Volk, if you're at the door frame, and if Ryland's there as well, being at melee with both you guys, it's a large figure allowing it to do so. And it is going to make its 3 attacks. It is going to take 1 swing with its meat tenderizer and 2 with its pincer. Now, with the tenderizer, that is going to get swung in your direction, Volk.
Okay.
For that is going to be a... Oh, bloody hell, why can't I do maths?
If it's above 11, it hits, mate.
Unfortunately so then, yeah.
Okay. Chrono shift.
Oh,
16...
Throw it again!
24 to hit, but okay, rolls again. Worse, but with its modifier, that'd be a 13 to hit.
Unlucky. Okay, I'll take the damage, fine.
With its, you do your chronomancy, but then as you sort of pop and thing, because it actually can't see you, it doesn't know where you are in the first place, really. So you pop to the side, but in one large arcing swing, it still sort of catches you at the edge of it. You take Oh no, it's the meat tenderizer, not that one. It's this dice. Oh, the light's really weird.
It's very Resident Evil
9.
4
You
meets
take-
Little Nightmares, and I'm very good.
It does have that little nightmares feel, doesn't it? You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as this large meat tenderizer with the spiked edge slams into your side. And then with the 2 pincers, it's going to make their strikes at you, Ryland. Obviously, you're not raging just yet, because that would have dropped by...
Yeah, they would drop.
this
Yeah.
time. So, first attack is going to be a 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
And the second attack then will miss with a something. Misses less. Kind of about doing maths late. So you do take 1 hit though, which
Yep.
means you will suffer 17 points of slashing as this pincer just slashes across your stomach. And then what I will say, even though it can't see, it's a very, very surgical slice, is what I will say, as if this creature knows what it's doing once it's found you. But that will end its turn. We now come to Ryland.
I would like to rage.
Boom, cow muscles go out again.
And also with the cow muscles, I didn't actually describe this last time, because of the barbarian that I am. You actually start to see a little bit more fur appear, and his eyes, which are deep set brown, actually start turning a deep set kind of yellow and looking more like a bear's. And he will attack Reckless Great Weapon Master.
Do it.
Ooh, not good roll. So that's
No?
17. Oh, with Great Weapon Master, that would be 12. It's really missed.
Misses, unfortunately.
Yeah. Second attack, Great Weapon Master. Well, that's better, and that is going to be it's going to be 20, dirty 20.
Hits.
Okay. So the attack will be that's 9. Oh, the maths, man. 28 points of damage, slashing damage, as he swings his great sword at it. Missing the first one, probably embedding it into the kind of door and then pulling it out. But as he pulls it out, using that momentum to slice it, to try and slice it into his side.
As this creature bum rush you sort of thing, you weren't expecting to move quite as quick, and you do sort of are taking the back. So when you triggered your first strike, you forgot you had to take a step back into behind the door frame. So you go for an overhead swing, as you say, slams into the wood. You pull the axe down or the sword down, sorry, then go for a more purposeful attack and hit the creature dead on, doing a hefty chunk. The whole time,
Oh, okay. I still have movement, so I would like to kind of move into a position that allow others to get in on the fight rather than kind of blocking it up.
no problem at all.
And I think that's basically me.
Brilliant. Valdis, you are now up with Alarlin on deck.
Awesome. So I am also obviously by the door as well. Is this thing still in the doorway?
It's just outside the doorway, so you can sort of maneuver around it if you wanted to. But yeah.
Is it obviously still inside the kitchen, so
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of the door
Yep.
from it, essentially, at this point.
Beautiful, yeah.
Okie dokie. How big is this thing?
It's a large creature. This thing's saying like say 7 foot tall, probably about 5 foot wide, and quite hulky.
Okie dokie.
Is a barrel of a unit.
I'm trying to find some
Has the BMI of a keg.
valid. I'm trying to find out whether or not there are any specific disadvantages to creature size when it comes to shove as an action.
I think this was a 1 step. No, is it 2 steps above you have disadvantage? So if you're a medium, it's like anything above a large you struggle with, but you can still do a large, I want to say.
Okay, awesome. In that case, what I will do is I'm going to obviously make my weapon attacks, and I'm going to bonus action shove with shield mastery.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Loik.
going to be 18 and 19.
Both hit, yeah.
Awesome. weapon attacks are going to be 621 and 21 slashing. Where's my bloody D10 gone? I have it. I did have it, I promise. That's a D10. Not what I was looking for, but it's fine. And 10 fire damage. So total of 31 points, and then it needs to make a contested check with me, either using its athletics or acrobatics.
Beautiful. We definitely use this athletics. Okay.
I'm gonna have to just use my camera for this one.
Okay. Oh, let's see if I can beat that.
So that is going to be a natural 20 for a total of 27.
I'm gonna have to not use my camera for my total of 7. I roll dog shit. Yeah, you get your shield up, and I'm gonna say, like, if you don't mind, you basically like punch your shield like in the back of it, so the whole thing into the head of the creature. The metal hitting metal vibrates for its skull, and it, for the first time, stops humming as it and takes like a few steps backwards, being shoved out the way.
I'm knocking it prone.
Oh, you're knocking this motherfucker prone. Okay.
Yep, it's 5 feet back and prone, so I literally just like stepped through the door, hack, wham!
And it very much falls back on its backside. When it does hit the floor with a loud bang, as you hear metal hit stone floor,
Yeah.
it pauses for a second before it goes. I'm going to try and stand back up again, but obviously it's not its turn, so it can't do it quite yet.
Advantage for everyone.
Ending your turn then, good sir.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Ilarlin, you are now up then.
I would like to, for the sheer shits and giggles of it, one, hurl an Eldritch Blast at it, but because it's a large creature, it means I can technically also push it back up to 10 feet. So I would like to push it all the way back to the end of the kitchen. Just
Yep.
because
for it.
I can.
Why
More
not?
than anything, isn't it?
Let's do this thing.
I'm gonna make the safe assumption that a 25
Shield.
and a 23 connect.
Both definitely hit, yes. Good shots.
Me. Thank you, Lord of the Rings dice. Let's go.
Doing the Lord of the Rings work.
That is a 7, so 11, and then how can I not? That's such basic. My 13.
11 and 13.
24.
Beautiful. And it is getting pushed 10 feet to the other side of the room then, yeah?
Yeah, just gonna push it even further.
Is that 10 foot per slam, or is that just 10 foot like total sort of thing?
I believe it's just 10 foot as
10
a.
foot. As you slam the soldier's blast into the prone creature, you again hear sad hum noise as it gets forced back to the other side of the room. And those that don't see, the center island in the middle of the kitchen cracks as the side of its head slams into the middle island with such force. The body on top, a couple of knives fall out of it. But the actual crack emerges from the middle of the stone island as this head slams with such severe force from the Eldritch Blast into this island.
Alarlin just goes, "Oh shit, I'm sorry."
All you hear is nice in your head.
I'm trying my
and-
best.
And I am impressed. I'm very proud of you. Keep going. Ending your turn, Jack, you are now up.
Take it, this creature's still prone.
It is still prone.
Okay, I'd like to walk up to it. Let's say a skip up to this creature. And yeah, exactly. You know that way in Game of Thrones where Arya just stabs needle into the person's throat. I'm just going to walk up, stand over the top of him, and just like stab him.
Yep. Slowly, methodically, go for it. Roll your attack then, good sir, with advantage, as it's prone.
That is 24.
Definitely hits.
And all in, including my sneak attack, that is 27 points of damage.
Nice. As
Yeah.
you just can skip up to it and just for the watch.
Exactly that.
Oh, the watch.
And then for my bonus action, as I'm going to like walk away,
Mm-hmm.
can I like just like back heel it with my boot, like just kick it in the face as I'm walking away? Just like an unarmed strike.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, we'll set your bonus action to unarmed attack it. Yeah.
That's a 16,
Just hits.
and that's for a total of 0 bludgeoning damage.
We'll say 1.
Okay.
I'm not going to have you hit and do 0 damage. But are you
Yeah.
walking away and leaving its attack of opportunity range?
Yeah.
Or are you staying in it? Yep. It will take a swing at you with its pincer as you are trying to leave its range, hearing where you're going.
Yes.
Disadvantage. Why can I read? Where's the pincer one? That'll be even with disadvantage, a 19 to hit.
That still hits. Can I use evasion on that?
Yep, you can use evasion to. That's just a reaction to use evasion. So yep, you can absolutely that's half the damage, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So that's going to be. That's wrong dice. Oh fuck me. That's right. 18 points of slashing, half to 9.
Okay. As it goes to take that swipe at me with the pincer, I just is it? I don't know if it's evasion or uncanny dodge, but
Uncanny
whatever
dodge.
one it is. Yeah. I'll just like maneuver myself out the way, and I'll just turn round to it and go, and just shake my finger.
Give it a disapproval finger wag.
Yeah.
That's upsetting. All you hear is you disapprove finger wag it.
Sad hum.
Sad hum. Anything else you want to do in your turn, good sir?
Nope. That's me
No
over and done
problem.
with.
It is Volk's turn. Volk, sorry, I keep saying I'm pronouncing how I see it. Volk. I don't know if you can hear me or not. There he is.
There he's there.
Wireless
He's just
headset
chrono
won't
shifted back.
work. He's chrono shifted back. Yeah. He's breaking into it.
Okay, what to do?
You now have this prone creature in front of you. As the wizard studies his
Wizards are weird, bro. Like, fucking, going from like half a spellcaster to a full spellcaster is really weird for me. This is my first time playing a full spellcaster.
hashtag wizards are weird.
Wizards are weird.
That's why the first wizard I made was only use fireball.
Keep it simple.
You know what? I'll use. He's prone,
He is prone, yep.
which means that I can go in and out of his attack range without opportunity of attack.
He's actually used a reaction already to make sure
Oh, okay, well,
opportunity attacks,
perfect.
yeah.
I don't think he can make an opportunity attack when he's prone.
He
He-
can, just disadvantage.
Yeah, it's just disadvantage.
Okay, fair enough.
But he's already used
Alright.
reaction anyway, so you're all good.
I'll go in there and just do a little shocking grasp.
Grab him by the balls and shock. Do it.
Yeah.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Oh god.
That was
Damn, he's sticking to
much
it.
more. Okay, that was like that's a 19 plus 10, so
Definitely
that
hits,
fucking
yeah.
hits, yeah. And then it's 2d8. Okay. Yeah, man. Fuck off, man. Yeah. Hey, 14.
14, very good. So we'll say that doubles to 28. He is looking exceptionally hurt. As you basically walk up to this creature again, calm, methodical.
It would double to 30. Sorry,
Calculated.
not yeah. 28 was what I got on the dice. It's
Oh,
16
sorry, my bad.
plus. So 16 is because I could do 2d8 at this level.
Yeah.
16 plus 14, so 30.
Beautiful, not a problem at all. Thank you. Sorry, I interrupted you there. That's my bad. Then sorry, buddy.
Not at all.
Even more damage. We'll take that though. As you again calmly, methodically, calculated, walk up to the creature, find a exposed metal plate, and go aha, and just tippy tap a finger against it. And as you do, there's initially nothing, and then boom, this lightning again. The black lightning that you cast before still gets energized once more, as if you're fueling lightning itself, like an accelerant to a flame. And the lightning crackles across the creature's body again, and once more it tenses. The little chef's hat burns away.
No, not the chef's hat.
Yeah, fuck the chef's hat. Fuck off with the chef's hat. Alright, I am then going to back well the fuck away.
You back well the fuck away quite happily.
And then
Well, it's
that's
like
my
one
turn.
Ending your turn, the creature is now its go. It will use half of its movement to stand up from prone. Actually, where is its movement? That's fine, yeah. And it will then move the distance, then to close back into Ryland, it feeling the bigger threat, being with Tremor Sense, trying to work out who's got the biggest
He
footsteps.
just
here.
wants to make burgers of me. Fuck off.
Aberdeen, I'm good. It is going to take all 3 strikes against you. So the first one with the meat tenderizer.
So this will be with advantage, remember, because I did the reckless attack and it's not been my turn yet.
Okay, well that's not a crit you'll be happy to know. But,
This creature was created before we knew of the cowman. Because there's just something
was.
so wonderful about a cowman being hit with a meat tenderizer.
I'm
Right.
90% sure this whole one-shot, two-shot encounter was written far before this, and Matt just didn't have the opportunity to run it because his players bitched out.
Excuse you, Scar, right? Okay, as one of those players, you can fuck off. Okay, we only had 3 people down there and we were low level. We were not taking that shit on.
I just love the idea that it was just like, yeah, this encounter's pretty much done, but I'm gonna give him a meat tenderizer because of the cowman.
No, he's always had that, unfortunately. It just works perfectly thematically.
Weird cryptid, let's go.
Sorry, I quote Andy JMC. Full disclosure: we ran scared.
Yes, we did. No, I'm not denying that part.
Well, Falcorus, fuck me.
No.
Reading.
All right, mate. He's not it.
You take 25 to hit.
Yes.
So you will take from the damage of the meat tenderizer 13 halved.
Half, yes, okay.
You will then it will then make its 2 pincer attacks against you. So the first one is with advantage. Sorry.
Yep.
Thank God for the advantage. Is going to be a 19 to hit.
I'll hit.
Second one also with advantage. They're both 15, so that's going to be 23 to hit
Yep.
on that one. So then with the 2 that you take for the first hit, 14 half to 7.
Yep.
Ooh, there we go. And then 26 half to 13 for the second.
Nice.
And that will end its turn. You can now retaliate, Ryland. It's your turn.
Reckless, Great Mountain Master, all the usuals. So that is a. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay, so that's the first attack. Second attack's far more. So first hit, we're going to do this. I need to pull out the calculator again. I can't do that.
Yeah. I can't do it, man. I just can't do it.
So 25 points of damage in a first attack.
Cool.
Second attack. Ooh, that's nice. There's 26 points of damage.
Fucking hell. Please take the spotlight.
Oh, okay. So
Done around. Fuck me.
yeah, after it's kind of hit me with the meat tenderizer and the pincers, essentially, Raylan's looking a little bit hurt here. He's like bleeding and kind of like staggering a bit, but then he just like reconcentrates, and the first hit of his sword comes down and goes straight into the shoulder and digs deep. And what he does is he gets stuck, and Raylan's trying to pull it out, and it's not happening. He just goes fuck it, and he basically like uses his horns and his whole weight to start pushing down further and carve out the belly. Basically, just starts carving round as the belly starts flopping out, all the fat and everything. And then as he gets to just about the legs, he slices it back up as it comes through the head.
As you bring down, and you say with a downward motion, guys can all hear cracking of rib by rib by rib as the sword almost like jutters down and jutters down and jutters down as each rib gives an inch of resistance before breaking. As you then carve through the flesh, as you sort of say, you peel back the fat, and these thick purpley intestines just ooze out onto the floor like tendrils. Oddly enough, behind it followed by ash. And then as you then at one point again squeeze up and fling the sword the other way, you eviscerate from the waist up. The creature flies, even this hulking heavy mass, with the sheer force of your anger and rage, the upper half of the creature is flung up to the ceiling, and you guys hear as you see the head has been caught on one of the hooks that's been hanging off these other heads, and the upper torso just hangs in the air, dripping ooze and gore onto the floor.
As the basically the upward strike goes, he just goes as he puts it up.
It's an absolute pity that you're not a fighter.
Why?
Because his subclass would be Cattle Master.
Okay. Fair.
Fuck's sake.
This goddamn cow man will be the death of me, I swear.
Yeah, I'm the DM here. This is this is gonna kill me as well.
We're really milking it this session, to be honest.
Oh, that's utterly ridiculous.
You butchered that one.
As you guys stand in the room, gore, entrails, and guts surrounding you, both of the monsters that you slain and of other poor victims of this strange place you find yourselves in. You're all breathing heavily, taking your own wounds, taking in your surroundings, and just the fucked up nature of this place. And as you all, Ryland, you end your rage and begin to try and focus yourself again. You just can't, you want to see what's next, what's out there for me to fight. As yourself, Volk, you're trying to still work out who created a place like this. This is someone's creation. Someone has done this on purpose. What insane individual would have done something like this? Valdis, you're angry. You have lost men to this already. You have recovered their pieces as much as you can do. Maybe you're pissed at Emmerich, maybe he's pissed at the situation, but you are not a happy chappy and far from it. This is, much like the others, you want the solution, but you want to put this down, as you see this as a threat. Alarlan, you are just bewildered. This is nothing you've ever seen before. You thought you've seen your worst days and nightmares. This is going to rival that. This is horrible. And Jack, maybe there's a part of you that wishes you just stayed in that prison cell. Maybe a part of you wishes that you just didn't even go to visit Pavmar that one night to chance your arm and win your fortune. You should have maybe just stayed at home. And as these thoughts wash over you guys, is where we'll end tonight's episode.
Nice.
Ooh.
Cracking session, everyone. Let's go.
I thought so. Hope you enjoyed my new machinations at the back of my head.
I want to see.
like this.
I want to see stat blocks and character sheets, please.
Later, not tonight.
Oh,
when we
okay.
finish.
Okay, fair.
I would like the sticky, blobby creature at some point to throw into a one shot. I'm planning.
I shall happily send you stats later.
Thank you
Once
very
it's all
much, my
finished, I'll
darling.
send the stats.
And
But
as Ghost has just meant he can't wait for part 2. I believe it is the same time next week, is it not?
it
Shane?
should be indeed. Yep. What a segue.
Segues.
Our sponsor.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Segue.
Sponsors.
Please don't put an ad
God,
for Raid
it's
on the
come full
tombstone.
circle.
After all.
No! That's what you kept fucking doing to me, Matt.
It was great fun. Get 20,000 free silver with the following link. But no, I just
One
want to say
epic
again,
champion.
thank you to everybody, to my players for coming in and again creating the wonderful new characters me to sink my teeth into, literally in the case of some of the monsters, and for joining us. Thank you you guys coming in chat. I've seen quite a few people and quite a few new people as well, actually. Andy, on that note, your segue, any outros for us?
Yes, we have Megatron 1993, and we have Am Ragnar, our very own. He's down here for me. I don't know where he is on the actual stream, but we have Side. Oh, he's up there somewhere.
In fact, he's over here on the actual frame, though.
Cyanizer, all followed, all new follows, so thank you very much. Our very own Ghost Malone, who is out in Japan, gave us 3 gifted subs, so thank you very much for that. Anybody else? Yes, anybody else who joined us today, if you've not followed the channel, please follow now, and make sure you head over to YouTube as well, because we're going to have all our VODs over there, and we're also putting out a lot of content. It's going to mainly go towards YouTube, so keep an eye out for that. our community manager, Gilles Malone, has already put in links into the Discord, into the Twitch chat, and please go over there to check out all of the social links there. You will find our Discord and everything on that. Come and join the community and find out more of this madness in our campaigns that we go on, because remember, this is an offshoot of our main campaign at the moment, from Matt with Power, Shadows We Fear. That is a 3+ year campaign, almost 4 years going on. So make sure you tune in. It's the same time now. It's Fridays at 7:30 p.m. generally, but it's because our Ghost Malone is in Japan. This is why we're doing the one shots. But really, that's about all I've got left. So I'll hand it back to you to finish off, Matt.
Well, again, as per usual, I just want to again say a quick thank you again to everybody in chat, and again a big massive thank you again to my players. Again, 2 new players at my table. Never actually played with you guys before. I played a game with you in like player, but never actually DM for you guys. So it's been an absolute treat and pleasure. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll come back next week. But on that note, thank you guys everyone for coming. We will see you next week. There shouldn't be any scheduling issues. So in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening and weekends when they come, and stay safe. Bye, guys.
Nothing.
See ya.